Hello, and welcome to Dicebreakers, a D&D podcast and stream with mostly accurate rules and inconsistent character voices. I'm Alex, your host and DM, and with me are Greg, Mark, and Simon, my wonderful players, minus Purdy, unfortunately. How is everybody doing today?
Super.
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Absolutely.
How are you, Alex?
I'm doing. Thank you for asking. I'm doing okay. Purdy's not around because she's busy today, which is a shame. But unfortunately, we are continuing. Well, unfortunately, we're continuing on. Fortunately, we are continuing on. Unfortunately, without her.
Yes.
Boys' Day.
Yeah, it's boys' day out.
Yes.
And you guys, I think Greg's gonna be the one that'll be most excited for this. I have a last time on. I know you live for the last times.
Yes.
Ooh.
Last time, the party members were all met individually by a man who referred to himself as the mediator. He told them he all had a job he wanted them to do, and in return each of them would get some information they very desperately want. They all met up for a job in the water well, and found that their task was to take down the newly created slave trade in Cortia. They were told to talk to Sleepy Pete, a man who would have some of the information they require. So far, they have found the man to talk to get the slave trade in motion, and paid the deposit after getting given money by Fang, the local vigilante who found them and made a deal to help take down the slave trade. The trade will be going down tomorrow on Truncheon Street. You're currently standing in Clarence Market after having done some research in the library, if you remember. And that's about as far as my thing goes. You have basically any options. As I said, it's about midday-ish, maybe like afternoon of the second day of your week to take down the slave trade. Day 3 at sundown is when you're meeting on Truncheon Street, so...
We have some time to kill.
Yeah.
But no monsters to kill, which is a shame. Time for more sparring.
Maybe the real monsters of the people we met
I believe-
meet along the way.
I believe the last thing we did was I looked for notable people in Cortia and found nothing. And
That's
then
it.
sat
Found
down
nothing.
to
So
find information on Fang.
That's right. We had this. He implied that he would be well known even if he wasn't wearing his mask. But we haven't got any clues yet. I mean, we could ask around about the slave trade, but we
Which means that he's either famous or a narcissist. Or both.
Oh, both. Yeah. Excuse me.
So are there any, I don't know if you want me to quickly run through, just because you're standing in the area, the shops that are around you, because I know you have the names for the shops in Clarence Market, but obviously you don't have really what they are. So, you've got Burke's General, which is evidently some kind of general store. I'm sure you could have worked that one out. The Copper Tang is a blacksmith. Sheer Cliff is a carpenter. It's Sheer, S-H-E-R, whatever. Addison's is a tailor. Simon's getting really close to the camera. Lucivano's Wonders is an artificer or enchanters. The Cauldron is an alchemist. The City Library of Cortia, obviously the Cortia. The Dragon Flagon and the Palace Chalice are 2 taverns, names that have never been used in mainstream media ever before, obviously. Bean is a coffee shop. Jeremiah's Botany, you've already been to, is a herbalist. And then there's some other ones. The Meat Grinder is a butcher's. All Rise is a baker's. And Diamond in the Scruff is a jeweler's.
Oh, lovely.
Thank you. They're all amazing names, I know. My puns are irrefutably the best that exist on the internet. Hey, it worked!
Yeah, it did. Please clap.
What?
I'm going to have a little wander into the enchanters.
You want to have a wander into the enchanters.
Time to
I'm assuming we're all
Yeah,
going
all you.
together.
might as well.
Lucivano's Wonders.
Ooh, I lost you for a second there.
You're wandering into Lucivano's Wonders.
We're going to go to the... Yes. What he said.
This is a medium-sized shop.
Wait, what?
Sorry, Simon?
Is Simon okay?
I think... Oh.
Oh no.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
I keep losing you.
That's your end,
Yeah.
I'm afraid, not ours.
Change region, maybe? I don't know.
I'm not convinced region will make
Alright.
much of a difference if it's your connection. Region tends to be the server connection.
Yeah.
Try it.
Have you got like
No,
4
it's
million
alright,
things?
we'll see
You can close tabletop for now if you think that's causing an issue.
Yeah,
that might be
it's no,
Because we're currently not using it. So, it's a medium-sized shop laid out with shelving on the walls and podiums spread out around the center, full of all sorts of wonders and weapons. At the back is a desk behind which is a purple-skinned tiefling with tiger-like black tattoos around the face and hands. Tiger-like as in stripes. 4 horns protrude from the forehead, 2 large ram-like horns curling backwards from the top of the brow, and 2 thinner horns curving around horizontally from the edges. Her eyes are blood red, and hair a deep maroon and a pixie cut. She wears a long navy gown with red embellishments and sits cross-legged with a cigarette in a long black cigarette holder.
Oh.
She's making shapes, with the smoke. Evidently some sort of magical enchantment or something.
Betul, my friend.
Hello. How may I help you?
Just browsing a little in your shop.
Well, let me know if there's anything that you want.
I'm just interested in how much your wares might be.
Prices are all down in front. We have plenty of scrolls, a couple of other things. Take a look around. I do have a list of items. What? Oh, he's prepared.
Yes. But you might as well stick in the old...
Exactly. What would happen if I posted it like this? This is going to look rubbish.
Oh no.
Oh, that's actually that's fine.
That's fine.
Oh. Okay.
So as you're looking around, there's a big sort of area that has a load of scrolls on it. I can go through them. Scroll of Shape, Water, Toll the Dead, Light, Earth, Tremor, Animal Friendship, blah, blah, blah. Absolutely tons of them, which go from like kind of cheap ones to the very expensive side of ones. And then placed around, it's all very neatly placed, in sort of lovely holders and stuff, the quiver of Elona, which is sort of standing perched upwards to show all of the details on it. Then there's some war hammers placed horizontally on a little stand. It all looks very nice. Very nice.
Very nice. Can't afford anything at the moment. That's really nice.
Things are quite expensive. This is a shame, but there's always things here. New things come in every now and again. Difficult to find new items all the time, but I have people searching, people finding things, and if there's anything in particular that you're looking for, I can send out a search. Keep you informed.
I was. Do you also buy items? Should we come across any such thing?
Yes, I'm more in the business of buying things, depending on what it is and all that, I might be able to give you a good deal on something that you find. You do look like some adventurers. I haven't seen you around here before.
No, we're new to the area.
None of us are really around here.
Fair enough. I should also add, I completely didn't say, whilst you went into this shop, Elsie previously, in fact, Elsie, let's say, is walking around. Exactly, I forgot about that. She's like, you didn't like my plan before, so I'm going to go make an even better plan that you can't say you don't like. And just storms out of the shop.
Bye, Elsie. See you later.
We'll deal with that one later.
Like, oh, she's a planner. Sometimes good, sometimes bad.
I must compliment you on your horns. I don't think I've ever seen your
I grew them myself.
type before. Yes, you're a very magnificent looking person.
Thank you, yes. All sorts of people around here, as we can see. I don't believe I've seen anybody with quite the skin that you have.
Ah, yes. I really should have put more suntan lotion on.
You don't seem like a tiefling. But you do seem very, fiery.
Yes, I do have an affinity for fire, but I'm not quite sure why, if I'm honest. Had it ever since I was born.
Interesting.
Look, I can do this.
Very interesting. I know some that can do that. You've done that since
It's for making tea. Yes.
Making tea. I know some that would use it for slightly more aggressive purposes, but...
Ooh, I don't know why you do that.
Who would that be?
Well, sometimes defense, sometimes a misunderstanding of what fire can mean to some.
I shall take care. I think all of us are brothers under the skin. We don't need to fight.
Or sisters.
And sisters. Very good point. Well, I should just browse around the shelves a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you've got the list of everything that's on there. There's no, like, small things. It all seems to be bigger items, that not necessarily in size, just more expensive items. Not necessarily be able to steal yet.
Yes. I was thinking about healing potions and things.
No, not in here. If you were to look for healing potions, they'd be more likely to be in the alchemist.
Oh, in that case, we'll say thank you very much. Very interesting. I've enjoyed the little look around. Well, perhaps see you around.
I hope to see you soon.
Head to the alchemist.
The alchemist. So just around the corner.
I'm assuming that's okay with everybody else.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just here to get a lay of the land.
Yeah,
The
that's fine with me. I'm
alchemist.
just trying to sort my setup.
You walk up to the shop, the alchemist, and it's very dark. In fact, as you approach it, you realize that the shop windows are blacked out. And inside, it's very dark, and there's this low layer of smoky mist across the floor. And any of the lighting that you can see vaguely on the walls is red and barely illuminating any of the shelving at the back of the shop, which is behind a long counter. Visible in a back room through a little archway are multiple cauldrons bubbling with smoke of different colors, and behind the counter is, for you, a rather unusual sight. There's a lady who almost looks dead in her image, with pale white skin, misty white eyes, greasy black hair slicked back, showing off pointy ears. Her mouth has 4 distinctly extruded canines that overlap her red lips and blackened tips. She wears a tight leather jacket and trousers and looks curiously at you as you walk in.
Beitul. Good lady.
Beitul. Hello.
We just
Welcome.
look at the browse of your wares.
The way the shop works here is you tell me what you want, and I make it.
I see. I was wondering about anything that might help a poor injured traveler or someone who might take injury during a...
Healing potions, yes.
That's the sort of thing. How much would one of those cost?
I could give you a basic one, brew it up. 1 for 40 gold. But I could give you 3 or 4 for a deal. They're easy to make in batch, you see.
I'm not very wealthy, I'm afraid. Any of you chaps particularly flush with cash?
Not really. Don't have much more than the mediator gave us on the way here.
Yes, a little bit of travelling money, but enough for one, perhaps. But
Well, if you're looking for money, there's always trips that people can make for me. Getting ingredients that are more difficult.
I'm honestly more comfortable with a deal like that. A little give, a little take.
Yes, yes. I mean, I'm always ready to help. Anything we can do to help.
Not currently, but you in mind if there's anything that I need. It's rather difficult for me to leave, see.
Yes, I noticed it's a dark
I
place.
get that feeling. Yeah.
You're not a fan of the sunlight, then?
No, the sun doesn't do well for me.
Well, that's a shame.
Well, for some. You seem like you want to ask something.
Yeah, I do, but I don't want to be rude.
Don't worry. What's your name?
Name's Etch.
Etch. I'm Valerie. And we
Valerie,
have
okay.
2 more
2 more.
That's no progress.
names.
My name is Linhitra.
Linhita.
No, Linhitra.
Linhita.
Linhit. Call me Flint.
Flint. Flint is good. And I don't think I recognize your race.
I am unit 47583.
Unit 47582.
3.
3.
47583.
47582.
No.
What are you?
I'm a pharmacist.
Pharmacist. Now there's something I haven't heard of before. Interesting. Are you a rarity? Are there many of you?
Yes, there are many of us.
Not very talkative, are we?
Oh, he's a nice enough guy.
Talking
We get to know him.
And now that I've asked a question of who he is, I'm sure you'll feel more comfortable, Etch, asking.
Where are you from, dear lady?
Where am I
That's
from?
a better way to phrase it.
I'm from Corsia.
Ah, see. I don't recognize your race, though. I don't recognize your race.
Originally, elven.
Originally.
There are plenty of names for what people call me. Most recognizably, I'm sure for you, you'd want to call me a vampire.
I see.
Mhm. Okay.
How very interesting.
Don't worry, I'm not going to completely,
I'd assume so.
Very pleased to hear it.
completely
much struggle.
misinformation. Not a thing that I do.
I feel like that'd be well known amongst the citizens of the city, and you probably wouldn't be allowed to stay if you did drink their blood.
Exactly. Round here, people know. Myths, rumors, a little bit of assumption just means that the books aren't necessarily correct. No,
I knock on my carapace. I'd like to see it dry.
Yes, I do feel it'd be difficult to get through your skin or shell, I guess. No, the whole biting thing is more of a what's a gentle word to put? Reproduction? In the literal meaning. If I were to bite you, it would transform. Or if I particularly felt like it, kill. But that's about how much toxin I put into your bloodstream.
I don't think I fancy that at the moment, if that's all right.
No. I've never been one for transforming randoms. Mostly if they're really desperate or anything, but it's not the best. You know, I can't go outside. I can go outside, but if I go outside, I'll go in a bloody rage and kill everyone. So generally avoided.
Yes, I think staying inside sounds like quite a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
But very well.
Regardless, yes. But I deal with potions.
Yes. Well, I'm afraid at the moment we're a little short of the old gold coin. So perhaps we'll come back when we manage to scrape some up for
Fair
someone.
enough. Like I said, I'll let you know if there's anything I need.
Imagine I'll have to make multiple shirts back here, honestly. I make some potions myself.
Ah, bit of a dabbler in alchemy, are we?
Something like that.
Mysterious.
We can talk another time. We've got some stuff to do.
Well, up to you. I'd be interested. Share secrets.
Sure.
Very interesting. Well, that sounds like a fascinating conversation. Well, for me, I don't use potions that much, so I'll bid you farewell for now. But I'm sure we'll be seeing each other again.
Yes, I look forward to it. And possibly this one loosening up slightly.
Oh, he's a nice enough chap when you get to know him.
I am very flexible, thank you.
Yes, I'm sure.
Well, chaps, is there anyone wants to visit?
I could use a drink.
Now there's an idea. I think I've still got some of that lavender and chamomile left.
I was talking a little bit more about the alcoholic drink.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Well, what were the
Dragon's flagon?
Yeah, Dragon's Flagon.
The Dragon Flagon. So obviously, yes, there are two taverns that you can see. The Dragon Flagon, it is the larger of the two taverns, and as you walk in, very, very open plan. You know, immediately to your right, the bar is immediately to your right, and there's a hand.
I missed the hand.
There's a disembodied hand floating in the background.
Sarah, or the disembodied hand, whichever one it was.
What was I saying? Yes, very open plan. As you walk in, you see the bar immediately to your right, and the rest is just an open floor with tables and chairs all around.
So open plan that there are nobles and no space.
It's an outside cafe. No. There's obviously a room in the back. It's just a door that you can't really... You assume that it leads towards maybe some rooms some people are going in and out of, maybe a kitchen, sort of that thing. And as you're looking around, the patrons are more sort of like families and groups. There isn't really the sort of like large ruckus behavior with people slamming drinks on the table. It's just like, it's more of a pub, less of a bar, if you know what I mean by that. The bar has 2 people behind it, 1 male, 1 female. Both of them are half orcs, looking similar enough. But I mean, for you, I'm sure you haven't seen enough orcs to be able to tell what makes an orc look individual. But they have long faces, slightly grey skin, blue eyes, and very large bills. Bills? Bills. Although the male is slightly taller, and they're both just wearing simple brown and grey clothes, nothing too fancy. The male has a medium long black hair tucked behind the ears, and the female has long flowing brown hair and just a long ponytail. It's the kind of ponytail that's got like well, I would say a bobble, but they probably don't exist in that time. Like a strap at multiple parts down the ponytail to sort of keep it together. And yeah, I mean, like it's a calm environment. It's just a nice, calm environment.
All right. Well, this is better.
Well, friend, would anyone like a drink?
Yes, absolutely. I'll go get myself one.
Oh, it's all right.
I'd like to meet the patrons, or not the patrons, the tenders.
The what?
The bartenders.
Oh, the bar. Well, I'm going to wander over towards the bar as well.
You wander over towards the bar, and the female is currently serving somebody else. So the man, as he walks over, I mean, much taller than you. You're looking like 6'5", 6'6". Walks over like, "G'day, anything I can get you?"
Just a whiskey for me.
Whiskey,
a glass of water, please.
Water for you. Anything for the other one? I mean, you worked in together, so I'm assuming.
I will have some water.
Okay, 2 waters. Those will be free. Don't worry about that. The whiskey. What kind are you looking for? We've got a lovely fire whiskey.
The low end.
Low end. We've still got low end fire whiskey. If you got like something with a bit of a kick, or you've just got your simple, our own whiskey, the dragon whiskey.
I'll try the dragon.
Right, go for the dragon. He goes back, pulls out just a small, like a shot's worth in a actually much cleaner than than Sleepy Pete's glass. Hands it down like that'll just be 2 gold for you.
All right. Here you go.
Hands up to you guys like wonderful. If there's any food or anything you want, I can bring it over to you.
Not now.
No?
Not for now.
Not at the moment, thank you very much.
That'll do.
All right. Well, find yourself a table, and hopefully you have a nice afternoon.
I'm going to sprinkle some rose petals into my water.
Did we get the bartender people's names?
You did not. I mean,
furious note taking. All right. Well, let's find a table.
I just saw Mark and Greg writing, and I was like, why are they writing? Oh, notes. I should. So I'm just catching up.
You see, this time I'm being much better about taking notes. I still can't read them, and I have no idea what it means, but at least I'm making the effort.
All right. Well, let's get to a table. I feel like we should at least, despite Elsie's desire to make a plan, I feel like we should. It's not. We can't really make a plan as everything we're going to do is going to be constantly changing. It'd be better to know.
Yes.
It'd be better to know each of our skill sets so that we know how to adapt to the situations.
I agree. It's a very good idea. Yes. Well, we know we're going to be at the end of Truncheon Street, which is up by the water, and we know that we can get up onto the top and see down if we want to. So what do we do when they arrive?
You pull out the map.
Pull out the map. Yes, Truncheon Street is up right there, I think.
So
is it in the leaning tower bit or the next bit over?
the leaning tower bit.
Leaning tower bit.
So it's the red square that is Sleepy Pete's. Right at the top.
All the way south of that.
All the way down by the water. Yeah, that road, the entire way at the bottom there is Truncheon Street, and they said an alleyway in there. Just for your information, the houses are like connected together, but there are small alleyways between some of them. Like the ones that are alleyways that lead all the way through to different parts aren't necessarily the ones that are the only alleyways.
Okay.
So we
So
could.
perhaps we have the more agile members of our group can survey from the roofs, and we can have 1 or 2 people inspect the goods, which we are not going.
Well, they met all four of us, so they may be curious if they don't see all of us.
I'm sure we can find some excuse.
Hmm. You can
I
give it a
think
try.
they're in it for the money, aren't they? As long as someone's there and they think they can sell them, I'm sure they'll be okay. So we'll have someone up on the top then. They'll arrive with a poor slave. I will inspect and say for some reason we are not going to purchase the slave. And then what happens?
Yes. I believe we had suggested that I accompany the slave as the spider.
A spider, yes.
Although how I then communicate with the rest of you is not entirely clear.
Well, I think you
We also need to. Fang is also going to be in on this, which we need to plan with him tomorrow. But I just wanted to use this time to understand each of our skill sets. Less so plan the encounter.
Very well. What is your skill set, Edge?
So the alchemy I was talking about earlier, I can modify myself to enhance certain attributes.
Modify.
Right now, I'm able to speed myself up, make myself more dexterous, more intelligent, or resistant.
I can see why you would like to become more intelligent.
I'm going to choose to ignore that. And I'm pretty good with my blade here. So close quarters, speed, a little bit of fire, as you saw earlier in our sparring.
Perhaps you can tail our targets when they have left and avoid capture.
I could probably avoid capture, yeah. More so, the more concerning part is avoiding detection. If I should tail them, they most likely won't get away. They could stop me. I'm not as good with dealing with magics.
So my skill set is more. I'm acrobatic. I'm quite good in a fight. Don't really use weapons, just my stick. Mostly it's just training. I'm fairly stealthy. I can sneak about if I need to. Not very strong, but quite supple and agile. You saw my fight when we had our fight the other day, so I can handle myself in a fight pretty well. But also quite good at being a bit less in your face, as it were.
I think we'll both be good close quarters.
Yes.
I have actually got my crossbow as well, but I don't use it very often.
What about you, Unit?
I have a number of skills. I can use the spores floating around us to manifest various spells, and I can transform myself, as you have seen. Along with various other small skills, I can raise the dead, things like that.
Oh, yeah, that's quite handy. Yes, very nice. So we've got some close-up skills.
Perhaps you two should meet the slavers. I feel like Elsie is a little too unpredictable.
Yeah. My concern with her is that she's a bit of a lone wolf with everything she seems to be doing.
She's very enthusiastic, isn't she? Very enthusiastic. Might be perhaps a little bit impulsive, perhaps. That's a trait I have myself sometimes. I try and keep it in check, but...
It is interesting that she's so impulsive, but she really likes the plan.
But notice how she doesn't include any of us in her plan.
I think that's probably quite sensible, actually.
All right.
Very well, I think we have a fair idea of what we can do. So perhaps we need to have a chat with this Mr. Fang now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tomorrow
so
though. Tomorrow morning.
At Sleepy Pete's.
Yeah.
Anything else anybody wants to do now then? Apart from perhaps have
Let's
another
see.
drink.
Well, I mean, they gave me this tiny shot glass for my whiskey. I don't know. I mean, it's not bad, but yeah.
Well, we could always go
Let's
and
see.
buy
What else do they have here?
we could buy a bottle of wine or something from the shop, I suppose.
Nah, it's
I don't
alright.
water myself.
I would like to visit a shop to acquire a what do you say, cape, cloak, cloak.
Cloak?
A
Well,
cloak.
there was a
Sure.
table I noticed around the outside of the
Is
old.
that this
market.
sheer cliff?
I noticed not many people have a forearms.
Ah, well, look,
Feeling a little self-conscious about it.
I'm not self-conscious, but it is conspicuous.
but it is. But then I
Fair
can't
enough.
see the faces that common looking either. To be honest.
It's true. Maybe we could find you some face paint.
Maybe some sort of big hat.
Oh.
Well, let's go to the tailors then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
The tailors you were
Sure.
talking about is called Addison's.
Addison's.
Yeah, Shaycliff is the
What?
carpenter's.
Carbon dog.
Is it?
It should be the tailor because Shaycliff is like shearing sheep.
Yeah, that's what I was imagining.
I'm thinking more in that you can shear wood.
Can
You
you?
can.
Yes. Yeah. Yes is the answer. You can.
I see.
Addison's. Small.
See, I would have gone with plain sailing.
Very good.
The inside of Addison's. Yes, it's small, but it's pretty open. To the left is a set of mirrors in a semicircle. You know, the classic kind of thing you see in a tailor's. That's yeah. And on the right are changing rooms, and straight ahead a fancy desk with all sort of like tailor tools. You kind of get the impression that some of them are more placed aesthetically to make it look, you know, nicer, and there's possibly stuff in the back is more where they actually do all of it, but you know, whatever. Standing inside the semicircle is a human, but measuring said human is a halfling, fairly like trim in shape and seems quite energetic, bouncing around, measuring, noting, wearing a neat black suit with the sleeves rolled up, these half moon. He's interrupting as well. Half moon glasses, and he sort of just hopped around. Oh yes, I'll measure this and take that down. And oh yeah, just this one up here. Measure this, and as you walk in, there's a little ding, 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 ding. And he's like, oh, 1 second, I'll be with you. And bouncing around. There's a couple. Just take a seat. Measure. About 5 minutes later. Don't do that. I was just C1 jokes. I picked up a seat. You said take a seat. Although Purdy's not here. And eventually, 5 minutes later, this man walks out. He shakes hands, pays a little bit of gold. And he walks over like, hello. So what are we looking for here? So who's this for? All of you? I can measure all of you up. Or is it one of you?
I'm okay, thank you.
I would like to buy a cloak.
A cloak? Yes, I can do a cloak. A big cloak, small cloak, magical cloak. I do have some magical cloaks. More likely that you need to take a cloak and then take it to the enchanters, because then you can have it enchanted, and that's always good. But I can measure you up. You see a tall. Are you about 6'4", probably? 6'5" is about where you are. It's probably about the height where you are. I can just fine. We can measure that later. What materials? Colors? I have all sorts of dyes. I have nice stuff, light stuff, heavy stuff, protective stuff. What are we looking for?
I'd like a cloak, please.
Just cloak. What do you lights? You know, it's cold here. You want to keep warm. Fur lining, or would you like a?
I shrug with all four of my shoulders.
Is simple colors? What colors do you like? You look more like a earthy brown color. You want an earthy brown color?
Yes.
Yes. Hello. Yes.
I think what our friend is looking for
Yes?
is just a very simple,
Yes.
longish cloak that'll go over his shoulders.
Yes.
In a very neutral colour.
Neutral color. I can do that. I think I've got something in stock. Bear with me. And he just scuttles off into the back.
Whew.
This man is exhausting.
Oh my god.
Pretty energetic, isn't he? I think he could do with some of that lavender and chamomile tea.
And then he
I've spent a little too much time over at the bean.
eventually scutters back in, this big cloak flapping behind. Like, this would just wrap this around your shoulders. See what fits. Just take this. Yeah, I can't reach. Yes, you could just take this off me.
Okay.
Yes.
Kind of gently lift it.
You just put it around your shoulder. It's quite nice. It clasps around your neck fairly low down with a little bit of a weight to keep that down. It's quite nice, long, flowing. Seems like it keeps you a person who actually cared about the cold warm in the the cold of Corsia, and sort of like ever so slightly just above the ground a couple inches, so it won't be dragging. Quite a nice material. The others of you would notice it's a very sort of like nice felt material. I don't know how much a unit's going to care about, the feeling of it. Yes, I just want to pre-made, at least stand off the shelf. It's it'll be 3 gold, but I can do some tailoring or adjusting if you wish. That costs a little bit extra.
This is fine. Thank you very much.
It was 3 gold then. That's what we're wanting for. You sure there's nothing there the two of you want? I can get you something: hats, gloves, scarves.
No, I think I'm okay. Thank you very much.
Yes, okay. Well, if you have the gold, then you can walk out with it.
Yes, here you go.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you. Takes the gold, runs off, just puts it in a little pouch. Like, yes, are you sure there's nothing else? If there's anything else,
No,
I'm walking out.
he's like, oh, bye. I hope to see you soon. Yes, remember. Yes, Addison's.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, you too. Very nice to meet you. Hi.
And perhaps I'll get to give him a cup of the lavender chamomile tea.
Oh, thank you very much.
Take a little drink of this. It might
I will.
calm down with
Yes,
it.
yes. I know. Plenty of things to do. Yes, and he runs off again.
Rightio. Well, bye then.
Ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding. As you leave.
He's a nice chap, isn't he?
I'm feeling very tired all of a sudden. Ah.
So I'm just writing Addison's Taylor's Crazy Half-Elf.
Do not
Halfling.
Halfling. Very energetic.
I've got to have you know. I have notes of like what each of them will sound like. His purely just says sounds like the White Rabbit.
Right. I think that was probably more energetic than the White Rabbit was. To be fair.
Possibly.
Well, now
That was more like Hammy from Over the Hedge.
Yes.
Classic cultural references only here on Dice.
Yes, only the most refined of movie choices.
I hadn't realised how much of a method actor I am that, like, now that I'm speaking very slow and monotone in unit voice, I'm becoming very slow and placid in how I'm talking normally.
This is how you calm down. Just pretend.
Exactly. Pretend you're calm, and you are calm.
Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah. So, what sort of time of day is it now?
You're looking at early evening. I reckon you're probably seeing a sunset.
Well, in that case, I'm thinking perhaps head back. A little bit of I could do with a bit of practice, and then something to eat.
Yeah, I'm ready to head back. I've got some preparations to make
Yeah.
myself.
Head back. You walk again. It's about an hour and a half of walking. It's a long way to get all the way back to your house. But again, it's fairly nice as the sun's going down. You can see it coming through some of the alleyways and
Just a
nice
side note,
colourful sky.
It is incredible to me that there is no such item as just a normal cloak in D&D Beyond.
Well, that's because it's
Having to make a custom cloak.
I mean, that's if
They're
you
all
add
cloak
a
of something.
cloak to your items. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just aesthetic. You don't add a t-shirt, so, you know.
No, you don't know that.
One does not add a t-shirt. Anyway, you walk
I
back.
did add the t-shirt of throwing last.
One does not simply add a t-shirt.
But by the time you get back to the house, the lamps are on and it's basically pitch black. It's 5:30, 6 o'clock. So it's for some people the night is only just beginning. For you, possibly the night is already ended. Time for you to rest your heads.
Yes.
It really depends. I think as you get back to the house, door's unlocked because Elsie was already in there because she definitely took the key. You don't really see any sign of her. You think she's possibly upstairs. There's like a load of scrawled like notes and screwed up pieces of paper all around the lounge.
I'll throw them all in the fire. No.
I'm going to do a bit of practice for an hour or two, just a bit of Tai Chi and
Bit of Tai Chi in the
whatever
gardens,
whatever
yeah.
it's called in this particular world.
Tai Chi, yeah. Chi Tai.
Chi Tai, yes. And then assuming that goes as normal, I'm gonna say, anyone would fancy something to eat? I can pop in the kitchen, make some food.
Absolutely.
Right, yeah,
Up to you. I don't really care.
I shall nip in the kitchen and start rustling some food at them.
I will have some fruit.
And I'll do something for Etch and me.
As you are making dinners or doing whatever it is that you do, there's a bit of a knock at the door.
I'll get it.
And standing at the
Hello.
door is someone you don't recognize. Simple clothes, wearing a bit of a flat cap, sharp jawline, bit of a scruffy beard, very piercing blue eyes. Just like I said, simple clothes. Walks in and says, "I'm here to get an update on how things are going.
Who are you?
I've been sent by the mediator."
Oh,
See.
do you have proof of that?
What proof would you like?
Something from him that says you're from
You
him.
heard the cat. Yeah, just
Something from him that I mean, I can tell you things about yourself.
Not here.
yeah, not here. You know, second thought, just knowing the mediator's name is enough, probably.
Well, there's not much to hide anyway, is there?
Yeah. Oh well,
May I?
we come in. Yeah, come in.
He steps inside and he walks over over to you and it says, "I have these for you in a little bag, just little cuttings of your favorite mushroom."
Ah, thank you very much.
It's like, yes, he said that possibly you might be feeling missing home a little bit, and this would be quite nice.
This is very kind and also slightly strange.
Strange?
Yes, that he knows so much about me and my preferences.
Well, he said that it's all you eat in Cyprus.
He is correct, and that is also strange that he knows that.
Well, does his research. Does his research.
Quite.
Yes. So how are things going with you?
Well, first, can we have your name?
My name? Yes, Seamus.
Okay.
Beitul, Seamus, nice to see you.
Okay, too. Yes, I know you've doing a little bit of yes, you spoke to Sleepy Pete probably about. I don't need to know all of the details. Just wondering if it's going well, if there's anything you need, if there's you know,
Oh, well, you could have given us 11,000 gold.
I think you're stuck up against 11,000 gold. Not something I've really going to be able to give you.
No, that was part of the thing. So we've met with the local vigilante,
Fang.
and yeah, do you know him?
Not
Does the
personally.
mediator know him?
Well, I couldn't speak for him. Not personally, as far as we know, Fang is does good for the Edge. You know, mostly sort of saving people from being robbed or taking down like illicit activities, possibly drug rings, things like that.
Do you know who he is? You must know
No,
who he is if you know things about me, surely.
no. Mostly it's all rumor and he's just powerful. It seems as though he's got resources, so the implication that is money either backing him or maybe he himself is rich. Most likely, this is entirely an assumption. If he were to be rich, he would be from the principal, but I can't guarantee that. Or he's funded by somebody in the principal. It seems as though he has a lot of money for, you know, paying for operations, as it would be. I've also very good at research. Very good at research. I wouldn't be surprised if he's looking into you if you've spoken to him.
Probably.
We are looking into it, so.
We've not just spoken to him. We're working with him on this. It seems he was already on the job. And he encountered us in our pursuit.
Well, it seems like the sort of thing that he'd be. Was he useful?
You have no objections to
So
this?
far,
Yes, he was very useful.
No, not particularly. If anything, it makes it more likely that my job gets done, more likely that I get paid, and easier for you. So there's no reason why it would make any difference to operation.
And is there a way for us to get in contact with you?
In touch with
Is there
me?
a way? Yes.
No, you don't worry about it. Someone will be sent to keep in contact.
Alright, so we have a meeting with the slave traders tomorrow evening.
Okay. Anything you wanted for that?
Well, we're meeting with.
We need some method of tracking where they're going. I don't know if you can help us with that at all.
Or it can be communication between the
Yeah, something which would allow us to just perhaps keep in touch or monitor whether, because we can't obviously buy slave, but we want to have some way of following them where they came from.
I'll ask up the chain. It's unlikely there'll be anything particularly powerful that we can get just offhand, but I'll have discussions and hope I'll try and drop something around in the morning.
As I'm sure you will know, Seamus, the espionage aspect is less troubling, more the communication aspect.
Yes.
We're going to be working with Fang, planning tomorrow morning on this encounter.
Yes, indeed. We'll be heading for I don't know if you know, it's Sleepy Pete's up in the north.
Yes,
So,
yes.
So if you don't find us here, you'll find us there.
Oh, don't worry. We have eyes around. We'll know where you are.
Oh, it's encouraging, I think.
It is still curious to me that somebody with such a network of resources would need 4 strangers to do their job for them.
Well, when it comes down to it, a network is good for rumors, but not very good if they get outed.
Yes. We're expendable, I suppose, that's the thing.
Whatever words you wish to use, but yes. But I do try to... we all do try to hope to have a good trade of services, you know.
Yes, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you're a very nice man.
That's why me personally, I just check in.
Good.
Do you know everything that the mediator knows about us?
Something I could answer. I don't know what he knows. I know what he's told me.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, is there anything else we can do for you? Or did you want a cup of tea? I can't remember if you said.
No, I must be off.
Okay.
Places to be.
It's very relaxing. It's good.
Hopefully that assistance will come in the morning.
Yes, do my best.
You're very kind. Thank you.
Okay. And he walks out of the door and says, well, yes, have a nice evening. And possibly not me, but we'll talk. Someone will talk.
Lovely. You have a nice evening too.
Walks out, close the door.
I don't like him. It's there's a whole like thinly veiled threat thing going on with this mediator and his henchmen.
Oh, I don't know about that. They seem odd to me.
I feel like it's we'll be treated nicely as long as we stay in line.
Yes, it seems that way.
Well, if everyone's had enough tea, I'm going to head off to bed.
Yeah, I've got some work to do.
Right then.
I'll get started working on my mutagens.
Go for do an hour's worth of practice on my flute.
Yes. So again, as with the previous evening, you hear a very sort of gentle and light flute playing over the top of everything. Again, very nice, sweet sounds. I'm sure Unit just lies on the floor or goes under the bed or whatever he did last time again, and
Unit doesn't really understand how beds work.
I'm sure. And is there anything you need to discuss, Etch, about things, or are you just generally?
No, it's just like some general alchemy mixing work kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mixing a bunch of stuff in this vial. I'm going to prepare the rapidity formula.
Sure. So you eventually wake up again in the dark. You know, the sun still hasn't risen, but it's, you know, whatever, 7 or 8 in the morning. Prepared and ready. There's more strewn out notes all over the desk. Evidently, Elsie's come down at some point and written more plans. There's a plan 362 written on the top of one of these pages, you know, with some sort of strange, like, oh, if one person infiltrates the castle and a second person pretends to be a cow, then possibly we can... It's all sorts of strange.
Oh, Elsie. That one in particular is going into the fire.
I cannot pretend to be a cow, but I can pretend to be very obvious things. Or in fact, be those things. Pretending.
But more noticeably, in the middle of the dining table, as you sit down for some food, is two items and a note. The note says the best we could do with the time that we have. And you're seeing two amulets. They're fairly simple in looks, but the image is like a pair of lips on both of them. They're identical. And the little note underneath basically says that if you twice per day you could sort of touch the not twice per day. That's silly. I'm thinking of something else. But basically, you can touch it and talk to the other like a walkie-talkie.
Okay. And there's not a limit on the
No. I was reading the wrong thing. Basically, if you press it, it's a walkie-talkie. But as you try them, you notice that the sound that comes out of the other one is audible to everyone. It's not like a mental connection. It's just like a walkie-talkie.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
This is it.
it's something.
Perhaps I could use that to infiltrate the slave area on the
On the Stavers boat?
no
Boat.
with the provision that you do not contact me, because obviously it is quite loud.
But if we're going to do that, certainly there should be an amount of time that we wait.
Yes, that is certainly true. Cannot say perhaps 1 hour, 2 hours. It's
Let's
depends how
discuss with Fang.
far away the slave compound is.
Fang may have a better estimation on how long we should wait and stuff like that. But we need to talk to him this morning anyway.
Yes.
Might as well. Does one of you want to grab Elsie? I have a feeling she probably still doesn't want to see my face.
I'll take her up a cup of tea, see if she wants to come.
You can make a cup of tea and you knock on the door and there's like a, hello?
Elsie, we're going to go and have a chat with Mr. Fang.
Have fun. I'm still working on a plan. I'm sure you don't want to hear it anyway.
I'll leave you that out here, shall I?
Thank you.
If you want to come and join us, we'll be over at Sleepy Pete's, okay?
Okay.
When you open the door to speak to Elsie, Spotify started a new song, and it was the proper copy of Romeo and Juliet. Do, 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 do. Very good time.
Oh
The
dear.
Apprentice.
See you later then.
Bye.
I'll head back downstairs.
I love your Elsie voice.
She's a bit busy at the moment, apparently, so I think we'll leave her to it.
I think she's feeling a bit ill.
Yeah, raspy voice.
The voice was certainly lower than I remember.
Yes. Sounds like she got a cold or something.
Oh dear.
Perhaps you could give her some of that tea.
I've given her the. Maybe I should have put some honey in it. That's good for a sore throat. Anyway, shall we go and see what our friend has to say?
Yeah, let's
So you're heading all the way back up to the edge, are you? Yeah, again, I mean, it's a long walk, but it's a walk all the way around, whichever way it takes. I mean, it's going to take you, 4 hours or so? 3 hours to get all the way
No,
up.
you said 2.5.
South
to north.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, 2.5 because I'm going around to an hour.
Yeah.
By the time you get up,
I wrote
by the time you get up to the to the edge, the sun has already. It's very very early morning. The sun's low in the sky. Suns are low in the sky, and kind of bustling. I mean, as was with the edge, it seems to pick up a bit more when it gets dark, but there's a lot of dark, so there's quite a lot of bustle. But during the day, there's still, you can see as before, people on the ground just begging effectively. There's people doing things that you're pretty sure are illicit in alleyways, selling things, buying things, going into houses whilst looking over their shoulder and all that kind
Not a concern right now.
No.
Oh yeah.
Are you heading to Sleepy Pete's?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So we head over, walk in, again, dirty, no one, so one person sitting down and like, oh, hello, you again?
I bet you hello
Self
you.
again.
Okay.
We're looking for our mutual friend.
Not sure there's much I can do. I talk to him when he comes around here. Or the other way around.
I believe he's supposed to be meeting us here this morning.
No. Not that I know. Maybe he'll be around in a bit. You can welcome to sit, have a drink.
I would have said I will not have a drink.
I'm good with having a drink.
Sure. Your bottle or something? Your bottle or something if you want?
No.
That's fine. No, we already ate. Thanks.
I'm going to stop playing my flute.
The one other person just looks around. You just see like a massive scar down a part of the face that you can see under like a big black hood, and there's this face just scowling at you, hunched over whatever sort of drink he's got.
Oh my god, I love flute.
You're waiting.
I'll keep an eye on that guy.
You're waiting a little while, and eventually, from the back door comes a very recognizable man in a green suit and with a panther helmet that walks in. Hello, sits down next to you. So,
How's it going?
fine, yes. With you, I like the
go.
choice of cloak.
Thank you, it is a cloak.
It is definitely a cloak. Yes, so?
Should we be doing this in here? Or somewhere more covert?
I'm sure we'll be fine in here.
So,
Sure you're okay with that guy listening?
Oh, yes, it's fine. He's always here.
Alright. Well, we came into possession of these amulets over the night,
Okay.
which should help with communication.
Came into possession?
yeah, a friend of ours.
Our contact, yeah.
Oh. Mysterious.
Oh,
Whereas you, my friends, are an open book.
I've told you what you need to know. Regardless, we got some communication amulet of sorts. Like a...
Yeah, only 2.
Yes.
So if we're going to have someone tail them or go with them
Yes.
back to wherever they came from, one will have to hold on to them and one of us will hold on to the other.
Okay. Who's gonna tail them?
Well,
I
we
will.
have that guy. Unit.
Okay. Not exactly subtle.
He can make himself more subtle. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I also can't help but notice there's one of you missing.
He's
Is he making plans?
making some plans back at the headquarters.
Very insistent.
Regardless, so we'll have big cloakman over here tailing somehow or another.
Yes, yes.
And then our plan is to...
Well, once we know
Follow
where,
him.
once we know where they're going, we go there and try and release the slaves, basically.
Not exactly much of a plan, is it? Ever thought about what being protection, whether you'll need to fight, whether you'll get captured? You know?
I'm sure once we show them the error of their ways, they'll see that what they're doing is wrong, and they'll let the slaves go.
You can't see my face for the mask, but it's a bad idea.
But if they don't like it, I'll just smack him in the face with my post.
And do you have
That's
any
a better
suggestions for improvements?
Reconnaissance, probably best to start with. I agree with following, but... Let me put it this way. If you, however, manage to get inside to where the slaves are, how do the rest of us get in?
Oh, I don't think the idea is. I think they'll come out again. Once he knows where the slaves are.
Okay, so then your idea is to get in to know where it is, come out, and then all of us save the day and bash some faces in.
Well, no, once you know what it
There's
is,
no obligation to do it the very same day. You could come back.
Yes.
It would be difficult for
Regardless
them
of
to-
when you come back, you're going to bash in the door and fight your way through.
not
Yes.
necessarily. Ooh. I mean, we could always sell one of us.
That's an even worse idea.
I don't like that one. the only thing this
Well,
guy
to
and
sell
I agree
yourself,
on.
You will not be selling me.
I'm not sure they'd want you.
Well, as much as I am not completely in tune with the idea, I don't have anything better. So,
But perhaps
Maybe we
stop
should use
contacting them.
Unit. Maybe you should get some information. Use it as an information scouting mission.
that
Once
sounds
you're
like a
inside,
good idea.
Yes.
get some information about their operation, then get out, and then we can use that information to invade them in a weaker spot for them.
Also, we could know who's in charge.
That would help.
That would be very useful.
Yes.
Like I said before, I do believe it's somebody in the principal.
In the principle.
In the principal, I may have said before. The principal is where everybody who has money and thinks they're better than everyone else lives.
But do you live there?
It's walled off, it's moated off, and very difficult to get inside because of the Centurions. So if they have a way in and out, it's definitely not through the gate. It'll be underground, which wouldn't surprise me. It's more about knowing where that entrance is, if it exists at all. Yes?
Underground makes sense, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
All right. And Fang, what will you be doing during this whole thing? I assume you'll be present.
Yes. I'll be on the rooftop. Just in case.
All right.
It does seem like you have it handled, though.
So,
Hopefully.
who's going to actually meet them?
I believe that'll be you and I, Flint.
You're the ones that asked for a slave.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Yes.
And I imagine Unit will have to turn into a spider pre.
Turn
Meeting?
into a spider.
Yep.
Yes.
It's a little trick you can do. So
You have anything to say about that one, Fang?
Nothing on my end.
All right.
Whatever works, works.
So we just have to wait for them to come this evening, unless anybody wants to do anything else.
Nothing particular to do. But I'm going to be leaving anyway. I don't want you to think that we're chums.
You were under no illusion.
There's no chance of that, dear boy.
What he said.
I said dear boy
Well.
again.
4 p.m. this evening, then. See you at Truncheon Street.
Yes.
Very well.
Sundown. Yeah. Anyway, gets up, walks back to the back door, just walks in.
It's strange that he could not use the front door.
I just look at Pete like,
What?
Interesting chap, isn't he?
He does good.
That's good to hear. Everyone should do good.
bit pompous, don't you think?
It's easier to do good when you've got an easy life.
Oh, I don't know.
Do you know who he is?
Fang? Jimmy, you were asking about his real identity or whatever?
Yes.
Correct.
Nah.
Ever seen him without his mask on?
Nah.
Only asked the same question, but different.
I was just wondering if he'd seen what colour his eyes were. So.
What are his eyes
All
are?
right, well.
Yeah, we met a small bloke with bright blue eyes.
I do not think he was the man from the tailor shop.
Neither do I.
I didn't mean the tailor shop. I mean, I'm sure you knew that.
I know.
Exactly, that's why I corrected. I was like, it's fine.
Well, I guess we should
Well, it's just a bit of
go get ready for our meeting.
Yeah. Yes, I think so. I think
Perhaps we
I don't really want to go.
arrive at Truncheon Street a little earlier than 4
Yeah,
o'clock.
I think we need to
Of
get there an hour or so early at least.
Yes.
And
And perhaps devise a reason why we are not taking the slave.
Yeah. I mean,
not interested? Do
couldn't
we
get
need
out-
a more?
couldn't
Both
get out-
true and
Yeah, which is true.
Perhaps excuses for why myself and Elsie are not present at the swap. Only for if they ask.
Yeah.
Well, we could say that you just changed your minds and pulled out, and now we can't afford him.
Yeah. I don't know.
It'll do. There's not much they can do about it if you don't give them the money.
It is perhaps worth being on your guard in case they
Oh, of course.
smell
Have you
a
not
mouse.
already been on your guard the entire time?
More so than usual.
I think that's all we can do at the moment.
I'm very annoyed.
Well-
I'm very annoyed that you talked over my "smell a mouse" comment.
What?
I said in case they smell a mouse.
Oh.
No. Right. You take the mouth thing here.
You don't need to
I'll
hold
hold on
on
to the
your
other one.
left.
Say again,
I'll
sorry.
hold on to the other amulet and
Yeah.
go check out Johnson Street.
Do not give the amulet to us, please.
Oh no, definitely not.
So just imagining you just phone Purdy, just put her up to the thing, just like you're now a part of everything. You're on a walkie-talkie.
Yes.
I have to keep on not calling her Purdy. It's taking me a while to remember Elsie as a name.
So
some
you've
reason,
got
Purdy's close
a
to
good
Elsie.
6 hours or so you'd work out, or maybe 5 hours before it's going to be your meeting at Truncheon Street. Is there anything that you were doing, or is it just like you want to skip past a little montage to just get to that point? Because obviously there's plenty you can do. It'd take like an hour or so to get back to Clarence Market if you wanted to do any of those things. So you'd have time to do a couple of shops there if you wanted to. You could search around other places. You could look at the wall of the principal, all of these sorts of things. But or just sit around
Yes,
and
I
do
will
nothing.
look at the wall.
Yeah.
We
I
could.
was gonna look at the wall of the principal, like along
Just
the
look at it.
along the
Just look
yeah
at it.
along the edge of the or along in the edge along the edge
At the edge of the edge, yeah.
of the moat.
Where is the highest building, which might have an overlook over the wall where you can see into?
From what you can see, there isn't really anywhere that's going to give you like an overlook into. There's no skyscrapers or nothing's really bigger than maybe a 3-story building.
A
But
church or anything with a spa or a tower or anything like that?
I mean, from this angle as well, we just see the back of the castle.
Yeah, but we can
Yeah.
go around. We can go section to the right that you can see across at like about 1 o'clock.
I don't see why it would be useful though.
Because if we end up inside there, we'll have a rough idea of the layout.
yeah, I reckon. I mean, there are dotted around. There are bring it up. Yeah, there'd be vague churches or something. None of them really have like a spire that's way higher than the wall. You're looking more. The wall's about 40 feet, and then maybe you have a spire. The highest is like the same kind of height. You may be able to stand at the top and kind of just peek over a bit.
The
If there's one, I'm going to go up it just to have a look, you know.
the big circular moat, the kind of like entrance points at the like kind of compass points of the circle.
Yeah.
Are they like kind of guard keeps or something?
Yeah, so you've gone past the one that's by the market quite a lot. So you'll have seen down into that one. Effectively, you're looking at there's a solid road over the moat. It's not like it comes up or comes down or whatever. And it's two big like oak metal reinforced oak doors that has a couple guards standing in front of the door. There's some towers sort of above it where there's a couple guards with like big crossbows sort of looking down. It's heavily guarded, and then obviously there's people walking around the wall, and it's shut. You've never seen anybody come in or out.
Could I look around Truncheon Street for anything that may symbolize the slave routes? Because
Or any
I don't know. I'd assume there'd be some kind of symbology to indicate that this is
Maybe.
their territory.
Give me investigation.
Okay. Which I think I'm actually, if I have my rapidity going right now, I have disadvantage on intelligence ability checks.
Yeah.
So
Are we
Uh,
on oh,
okay, so the lower one was 13 plus 9.
ooh,
So it's still pretty
is-
good.
that's
Yeah,
quite good.
22.
You take a little look around. So Truncheon Street, as you zoom into it, if you look into it, there's a couple of these roads that lead further into the edge, like they're between roads. But all of the alleyways between just the houses that have like fences or stone walls at the back, as much as you scour around, you just cannot find anything that would well, possibly some markings, but they look more like graffiti, less like, oh, this is where a slave trade will go down. You know, there's nothing, like
Is there like gang
repeated.
markings?
Yeah, there's no like repeated symbols or something that follows a trail or anything like that.
The when you're talking about alleyways, like looking at the map, there's like buildings and then like a little gap and then a couple more buildings and a little gap. But the little gap's the alleyways.
So, as I've said 3 times now, there's the ones that obviously go further into the edge, but between the buildings, which just look like black lines, there are some of them do have just like little alleys to the side of them. That's just obviously not marked on the map because they're just the sides of buildings. The ones that go all the way in, yes, they are alleyways, but they are more like walkways. It's just very tight and compact. Got to bear in mind that each of those is like the smallest square is still a building with about 3 rooms in it, so you're quite small compared to the map.
Are there any kind of obvious routes to the roof or anything like that? Or to
No,
a
not
roof?
really. I mean, you could climb up any of the buildings if you really wanted to, but there's not like rooftop access. Most of them seem to have slanted roofs because of the rain or anything that would go through.
Snow.
Sorry, just the music that's playing is now creepy carnival music.
Oh, fun times.
I don't really reference the music that often, but it's funny. It's not quite the right mood. For you, Dad, you were looking for a spiral. If you do want to go up a spiral, you can do a little investigation. I can tell you what sort of things you might be able to see.
Yeah, I was going to have a little, just anything I could see.
So the highest you find, like I said, probably gets to the level of the wall. Give me a acrobatics, or it depends. So obviously, probably not very legal to climb up somebody's building, especially a church. So to do it and not be noticed, you'd need a stealth check, a acrobatics check, and then an investigation once you're up there to see what you're doing.
God, blimey. Okay, and you know how well my dice rolling goes. So
Exactly.
Stealth check. Stealth check is 16.
Okay.
Acrobatics is at least I might do. Oh dear, 10.
Oh dear.
Investigation is.
Well, don't do the investigation with the acrobatics because it's staged anyway.
20 of the investigation.
Well, the thing is, you sneak.
The bad news is you fell. The good news is nobody saw you fell.
Yeah, so you manage to sneak up around and you start climbing up like the tallest sort of tower you can see, but as you get high, you get up some windows, but you get to like the spire bit and it's really slick, especially since it's cold and it snows every now and again. It's very icy sort of surface. You just cannot get enough grip. You don't fall, you just don't have enough grip to get very high up. The height that you're at is about 2 floors up, so you're maybe 30 feet. With an investigation, you can see, because you're lower than the level of the wall, you can see the castle, like higher bits of the castle. It's a very impressive castle. As far as you can see inside, like it's very, very fancy. I mean, some of the buildings around where you are might be fancy. Like, they're nice buildings, but like very fancy. You can't see maybe you can see like just the pretty top of some of the buildings inside, but like I said, it's the wrong angle. But mostly, like you said, the castle it's just astounding. The rock looks like it's been chiseled specifically and perfectly, as if like if a rock, if one of the bricks wasn't exactly perfect, they threw it away and got a new one. You know, there's like a lot of money put into all of it. Very nice looking.
Fair enough. Doesn't tell us a great deal, but what the hell. Okay, well, I'll head back to wherever they are.
What's the time on in?
Oh, and tell you what, the final thing for that is you'll notice that whilst you were climbed up there, definitely one of the centurions, as you know them, walking around, stopped and looked at you, was watching you whilst you're up there, didn't call to you, didn't reference to you, didn't threaten or anything, was just watching you whilst you were up there looking.
Centurions being the like royal guard.
As far as you can tell from the reference, yeah, the ones that protect the wall have been referred to as the Centurions.
I see.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
Well,
like I said, there's no like crossbow pointed at you or anything. It's just watching you.
I shall head back down and go back to wherever they are.
Yeah. So unless there's anything else you want to do, we can say that it's getting later in the day. You can see the suns are about to go down below the horizon.
I think it's time to go over to Truncheon Street.
Yes. And
All right.
so as you get there, there's actually more activity in the center of the edge. The edge of the edge, goddamn, on Truncheon Street, there's less going on. It's still kind of creepy, but as the sun goes down, it's dirty roads, and you're like, okay. Are you aiming to get there before the sun goes down?
Oh yeah, we need to get there.
Yeah.
Forget about time. At least
Okay.
half an hour.
So if you get there before the sun goes down, nothing is calling out to you as something you should be looking at. Like I said, there's a few alleyways, and all you were told before is that someone would recognize you. So, are you just waiting around and going up on any buildings, or?
How long does unit, dear how unit? I will break the habit. I will. Unit. How long can you stay as a spider for?
3 hours.
Should be good.
Probably before we get to Cable Street, Truncheon Street, then we probably ought to change beforehand so no one sees you change when we're anywhere near the area.
Yes, perhaps. Although, if I'm going to be stowing away with the slave owners, I don't want to accidentally change back in the middle of the slave group.
Well, okay, well, make sure no one can see you when you change.
Yes.
And just for reference as well, who has the necklaces?
Rich.
I believe it's
I have
me
one.
and Unit.
Is there an equipment item for that, or are we just?
No, there isn't. It's homebrew.
I
So
just
if you want to
marked
add,
it in my
if you want to,
notebook,
if you want to add something, it's just call it, I don't know, a walkie-talkie amulet.
Oh, I called it a mouth amulet.
Mouth amulet.
Wamulet tamulet.
Wamulet amulet, yeah.
Amulet.
So you wait
Land
around,
amulet.
and
Sure.
eventually you recognize somebody, finally, who is the same tabaxi that you spoke to inside of the crap shack. The graying fur with the scar, or whatever. And he's walking in. Around him there are 4 guards, or you assume bodyguards. I don't mean guards like, because they're wearing thuggish outfits. They're just big, they're muscular, they're walking behind. And there is a small enough boy that you assume is, or slave, as it would be. If I bring it up, I can go back again. Yeah, half elf, 5'9", 27, 72 kilograms, and like I said before, fairly good looking, like a nice chiseled jaw, not looking particularly muscular. Looks like there was a muscular frame that is now a bit starved.
Did we go with Franklin? Was that?
Yeah, Franklin. There's Franklin.
Yeah.
Wearing like ragged clothes. And they go to one of the alleyways. If you want a specific one, it would be from the left-hand side of Truncheon Street, go the long building, then 2 shorter buildings. Between the second of the 2 buildings that look similar and the bigger building.
Say that again. Say that again.
So
Which
on the map.
Choose the one that goes all the way up to the middle, isn't it? There's a lot. There's one going
Let's say it again.
There's a road going left to right, and then there's one going from the left-hand side straight down to the waterfront. That's Truncheon Street, yeah.
Truncheon Street is horizontal, not vertical, on this map.
Oh right, sorry.
It's just the bottom edge, isn't it?
Yeah.
Half of it's touching the moat, half of it's not.
Yeah.
It's not even half, like it's touching
yes,
It's
yes.
the bottom one. So you've got a long building on the left, and then 2 shorter buildings, and then a slightly bigger building.
Yeah.
It's between the second smaller building and the slightly bigger building. They all sort of just like hang out outside of that.
And where are we?
I don't know, where are you?
Close
Well,
to-
I'm assuming Unit would have very recently turned into a spider before we went looking down these alleyways.
Yes. We'll go with that, sure. I'm very wary of accidentally turning back into a
Yeah,
certain
it's up to you. I don't know how when you would want to do it.
You need to. That's up to you, and yeah, you choose.
Hmm. Sure, yeah, I'll do it now.
Okay, so as soon as you see them, you turn into a spider. I'm sure just pop to the ground. Everyone's like, wait, what? And as they actually get to the thing, I mean, are you walking over towards them, or are you trying to not be seen by them yet? The other two of you.
Okay,
You go over to them. So as you walk over,
yeah.
as you walk
Because
over, it's
the quicker they get gone, the better.
like, oh, hello. Are we ready to do some dealings?
Ah, well, a bit of a problem, I'm afraid. I had two friends. Yes, I had two friends have only gone and backed out of the deal, and now we can't afford it. I know it's a pain, isn't it? Anyway, if you can give us our 7,000 back, we'll head off home.
Feel as though put me through quite a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It's not our fault. I
No,
understand.
Come on, friend. You told us when we were checking out your merchandise that we could back out if we didn't have the funds or.
And you told me you'd be
Or
okay to
ten.
pay for it.
Oh, you were then.
Feel like a bit of an inconvenience fee. Going into action
Sounds
here.
like you're trying to renege on our deal here, friend.
Now,
Doesn't
you
seem
need
to be my
argue, is
problem.
there? How much fee are you talking about?
I think I'm just going to keep the deposit.
Well, that's not very nice, is it?
Never said I was nice.
How about here's an idea. Well, we're going to find some new partners. How about you hold on to that? We'll come back once we can afford it.
And how do I guarantee you're not just going to keep messing me around?
Well, if we come back and it's only us two again, then you know we are messing around. And if we come back with some new volunteers for funding, then you know we're serious.
Give me persuasion.
Currently biting my finger so that I don't have any you aren't there.
Oh, you technically are there for once, but
No, but I am a spider
You're a
and I
spider.
cannot talk.
That's only an 11. Not great at persuasion.
He
Otherwise,
says-
I would be saying,
Terrible.
we said that we would come and see the slaves. You didn't have to bring it to here. That was entirely your decision to bring it here.
Simon.
But
you said you were biting your tongue and then said it anyway.
I know.
Spiders can't talk.
Well, they can't speak English.
I didn't say it in game.
So, no, he says, yeah, I'm not convinced that you'll come back with a new person. You're not just, I don't know, following us back. How do I know at this point you're not trying to find out our location, our stock? Screw us over.
7,000 gold coins, didn't we?
Yeah? You seem awfully keen to get it back.
Well, yes, because we can't buy the blasted slave anymore, can we?
Hmm. It's now or never.
Well, empty out my pockets.
I haven't got any money, but I've got about 50 gold if you want to give me a discount. Quite a big discount, really.
Don't appreciate your jokes.
It's all in good jest. Come on.
Yeah, I'm sure. Don't come around asking for business again. I'll see you around Crab Shack or whatever, or your supposed friends. It won't end well for you.
Have they got like a cart or anything with them? How are they transporting the slave?
It doesn't matter.
He's
I
Well, it
will
does
walking.
because I want to find somewhere to.
You're going to sneak in the shadows. Just hope they don't step on you. You'll be fine.
Yeah, so whilst this conversation is going on, of course, yes, what are you...
Well, again, so if they've not got any like kind of cart.
No, it's the Tabaxi, 4 thugs and slave boy who's tied up by the wrists and stuff. Like got a rope to one of the thugs is holding onto them, and they're all just walking. He's also, by the way, quivering, terrified. You know, this boy in the middle is just like.
Trying not to look at him right now.
Has the rope at any point touched the ground?
No, it's not. It's not that much rope.
Can I jump as a spider?
Probably, but not very
Spider,
far.
are you? Spider?
What kind of spider? Is it?
Jumping spider?
It's just a spider.
It's a tiny. It'd be like a, you know.
House spider.
It's like a kind of slightly smaller than a black widow's size. I think.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like a big tarantula or anything. It's just a big spindly spider kind of thing.
D&D spider size.
I don't think that's going to come back.
It's tiny, but yeah.
Around 2 feet.
Eh?
Yeah, that'll be the aggressive fighter spider type.
No.
Yeah.
I'll just sneak it into as a backpack.
But if spiders are 2 feet, how big a fly is?
Exactly.
Thanks.
If a spider came towards you,
That's how big the trousers are.
Hey. Mark, the sign! Mark!
Well, if that's all, then
I'm gonna
we're
try and
leaving.
I want to try.
so
No,
I want to try and climb up the. Is the slave wearing like trousers or pants or whatever?
Yeah, he's not naked.
What are you doing? He's a slave.
I said he's wearing ragged clothes. I didn't say he's fucking naked.
Well, he could be wearing like a loincloth or something. I don't know.
don't climb up his trousers
I
because
was gonna climb up his trousers.
the spider in his trousers. He's not going to keep quiet about this.
Yeah, that's true.
I definitely wouldn't.
Yeah, we're leaving. He starts
What?
to.
No, hold on. See,
He turns around. You're testing my patience here.
do I see the spider just like
Yeah, it's vaguely like crawling around the feet.
it's like now what if we were to come by with both the down payment and the full payment at the same time, just all at once, pay outright, none of this having to
It's all words.
it is, but I'm just saying it feels a little hasty.
Say what
to
you like. I
lock
could
us
tell
out
you I'll
of
give
any
you.
kind of future
I
deals.
could tell you I'll give you 5 slaves. I may not do it.
I'm not saying I'm going to do it now. I'm just saying it seems unreasonable to block us out of all kinds of future trade if we come bearing gifts immediately.
We can't afford to be messed around. And I quite honestly don't like you. And I make decisions, so I've made a decision. Come on. And he starts walking.
I guess I'm just gonna try and
That
kind of
bottom
stuff
left.
Nice to
and
meet
wait
you.
for an opportunity to try and like clamber on.
So you're going to try and climb up somebody's trousers.
I want to like scuttle along the ground, kind of in the kind of shadows alongside them as much as for as long as I can.
They would be
And then-
moving a hell of a lot faster than you can.
It's only 20 feet. It's not that bad.
Have you ever had a race? I mean, here's the thing. The 20 feet is a spider that probably is about 2 feet big. If you had a black widow-sized spider, they are fast, but I'm pretty sure if someone's walking, a spider's not really keeping up.
I've been chased by spiders around the house before. They're fast.
The point is, you'd have to fairly quickly go up the trail. I mean, what it's going to come down to is it's going to be a stealth check as a spider, so you'll be using the dexterity of a spider, which I think isn't too bad, to then clamber onto. You don't have to go up into the trousers. You can clamber onto the outside of the trousers. But it's just to see if you can do it gently and
That is what I will
not
do.
noticeably.
Yes.
So who are you clambering up? One of the thugs, the slave, or the tabaxi?
Well, I'm gonna say one of the thugs.
Okay.
Was that a 20?
You roll yours first. I ain't telling you shit.
It was either a 20 or a 1. It sounded like one of the the nose laughs. That's like, wow, this
Yeah,
guy
that actually wasn't terrible. It was 16.
16. So you guys, as they walk away, very aware of the spider, just attaches onto the trousers, just like clinging onto down near the bottom. Sure, climbs up, and they just walk off. So from Etch and Flint's perspective, they walk off. They go down one of the alleyways. You're unaware of really particularly where they've gone.
turn
So,
around and
so it was a 1.
I give Flint a good pat on the back. We're doing it. Plan's going.
So far, so good then, eh?
From
Should we go up on the roof and watch, do you think, or would that be suspicious?
I think we should follow him as far as we can.
Alright, in that case, I'll see if I can climb on the roof without falling off this time. I might get
Let's go.
Oh my God.
Out here first. Out here.
the things. I
Okay.
know very well at this stuff.
swear to God, if you scupper the plan now because you fall off a fucking roof.
I'm thinking, well, but I'm not going to climb the roof.
Keep a reasonable distance, just.
I mean, I could just keep the shadows, but I think I'd prefer to say there's no.
It wouldn't be as cool.
Yeah, I like. No, I'm not going to, because there's no point. There's no point doing all this, then having a secret agent on board and then follow them. Because if they see us, it'll screw everything up.
All right.
So you guys wait. From our little
Walk back
spider's perspective, you're clinging on, walking along. As far as you can tell, you're walking. I mean, it's just alleyway and alleyway. From your perspective, it's very difficult to work out kind of what direction you're going. But eventually, you do recognize where you are. You are in front of the crab shack, and our Tabaxi friend grabs onto the slave and says, "Come on!" Just grabs him, goes inside, and looks at the 4 guards, one of which you're clinging to, and says, "Go on, get the fuck out of here."
I wanted to kind of drop off the leg as he's walking in, see if I can, like, I don't know, climb. There must be cobwebs in the crab shack. I mean,
yeah, it's not exactly a well put together building, but it seems fairly secure.
You
So
raise
it's
an
not like
army of spiders.
you can try. But as you're hopping off and walking towards the crab shack, the doors closes because he's dragged the this outside, and the guards just, or the thugs just walk off in 3 different directions.
Yeah, bugger. Are there any windows, barred windows or anything like that?
If you're looking for a gap to fit through, you mean investigation. This is your intelligence, because when you're it's your brain inside the body of a spider. Or let's just say units.
Natural fucking 20.
Natural 20. Yeah, you're absolutely fine. You can see there's more than a big enough gap for you underneath the door.
Somebody left the back door open.
So you can get under the door easy.
Cute.
Climb inside. I'd say so far it's been about 20 minutes they were walking. Actually, the crab shack's not that far away. I'd say 10 minutes. It's not been very long. And of the talking stuff, so it's been 15 minutes or so overall. You've got tons of time. You can see, I forgot what I called them, the tabaxi.
Kicks.
Kicks with Frunklin. He's dragging him along. No one particularly pays attention to him. Walks through the back door, and one of the Goliaths just shuts the door behind him. In fact, the back door that you guys went through before.
Is there a gap under this door as well?
Yes.
Interior doors would be less well fitting.
Follow him through that. Goes. So previously, if you remember, it was a corridor where there's stairs at the end, but there's 2 doors on the left-hand side. He goes to the further of the 2 left doors and walks into. It's kind of like a kitchen. Doesn't really seem like there's much being made here. It's more just sort of like vague snacks and stuff for the for the people for the people that are betting in the front. Salted potatoes. And he.
I love me some potatoes.
And he still dragging the Frunklin behind. He seems kind of frustrated. He's like, oh, for God, fine. He walks past. There's 2 very, very big. They're like large, fat cooks, that kind of style. Just leaning against the like a metal counter. He walks past them, just like whatever. They're like,
fat cooks. It's 88.
He opens up like a cupboard door in the back. Just walks in, shuts the door.
Oh, I wonder whether I should follow him or not. I'm following.
This time, the cupboard door, it's not a cupboard door, it's a walk-in closet kind of door, doesn't have a big enough gap beneath it or around it.
Oh, fucking damn it. What else is in the room?
It's like a kitchen, just there's not a lot of cooking being done. Just 2 guys that are just like vaguely talking to each other, just like, grumble.
What's the door look like then? Is it very big?
It's just a door that you can see like a vague scrape on the floor. It's as if it's not very well fitted, so it scrapes across the floor as it opens and closes.
Okay.
Meanwhile, whilst he's thinking about that, on the outside, are you 2 going back to what, Pete's or?
Yeah, I guess we're going back to Pete's.
Yeah,
You went to Pete's
That
then.
is where we said we would wait. Reconnaissance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You right?
Rendezvous.
Want a drink?
No, thanks. I'm okay, thank you.
Sure. You never drink anything.
I do. I don't have much of a thirst, actually.
Particularly great for
Honestly-
business, you know.
We did see a spit in your glass as you were cleaning them.
Oh, it's
It's
fine.
not really a.
I ain't got nothing.
That's.
Well, that's
Oh no.
yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Yes.
Does
If you don't want the glasses, you can have a bottle.
How do you clean the bowls?
Bottle.
Bottle. Oh yeah, sure. I'll take a bottle. Why not?
He pulls a bottle of like wine off the back, which you can see as he picks it up, it's covered in dust. There's like a ring where there was dust. Like, this is red.
Sure. How much?
Whatever. It's been there so long, it might as well be drunk.
Vintage.
Sure.
good lord?
How much?
Yeah, how much?
No. Simon said like how much or something. You started saying something.
No, I was just saying, because like on the map, the Crap Shack is a fairly small building. Is there any indication as to whether this is like part of that building, or if it's like underground or not on that? Or...
Firstly, you can't currently
Like how
look at
far
the
have I
map.
gone? No, but like I would know from how many times we've been to the Crab Shack, probably. That
The map is not a
like
specific. It's not blueprints of it. It's just literally what you see on the map is what you have.
Okay.
Like it's just a square which you have recognized as the Crab Shack.
Okay. Is there? So the corridor that we went through from the main bit of the Crab Shack, was that on the left or the right of the?
So as you walk in, the main entrance is in the center. There's this big sort of bit in the middle that has all the crap stuff, and the door you're talking about, it's on the left hand side.
It's on the left. Okay. Cool.
It's on the left side, but like not all the way on the left. It's sort of left of the middle, because then there's rooms that you've gone into off the left of that corridor.
Cool.
How does the wine taste, Alex?
Wine actually tastes quite good, surprisingly.
Told you, vintage.
I'm sure Flint's just like, well,
Either of you
Wine.
want any?
And then the door that I went through in the corridor was the
okay.
second one.
second one, yeah. Look at these like in-depth specific notes. I love it.
Yeah. Well, because there's no way for me to get through that door, so I'm just going to.
Not as a spider.
Oh, it's a spider. That's the thing. So I'm going to leave the Crab Shack.
Yeah.
And then I guess scuttle down some small alleyway where there's not many people and
Sure.
fall back into unit.
Sure. So if you
and then-
remember, I said there last time, just to keep things consistent, there's an alleyway to the left, back, and right of the Crap Shack, and on the left alleyway at the back there was a metal door.
The big metal door I said we should investigate. Remember that one?
Yeah, there's a big metal door.
I mean, yeah, I may as well have a look at it.
The big metal door. Give me investigation.
I was just going to the as soon as I get out of thing, just gonna I guess press the amulet.
Oh yeah, sure. So you're just sitting there drinking some wine. What are you talking about? Whilst you're just waiting? It's been like possibly 25 minutes.
I'm going to get my flute. I'm going to go playing the flute. It's very relaxing. I can try and teach you.
No, that's all right. I'm not much of a musical guy.
But you'd have to
I'll just- I'd like to just sit here, drink my wine, and listen to you play.
my flute playing
relax.
brings all the boys to the yard.
This is where you interrupt them with your talking.
Yeah. I was
Taking
just
a
gonna say
sip and then
my investigation is 15, by the way. Yeah, it's a big surprise. The slave location is under the Crab Shack, or in the Crab Shack somewhere.
All right. Well,
So
Ask him if he got inside.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know. Well,
I
Yeah,
got
but, you know.
I got inside, but there was a big door that I was not able to scurry under.
Mm.
that's a shame.
However, I do have a spell that I can use. Potentially, no, I can only use it for one person, sadly. But it will allow one of us to pass through the walls and the doors. So I could
Alright.
use that.
That's quite clever.
Perhaps
Um,
we should meet back up with Fang and see where we should go from here.
I
He
agree.
never contacted us after the meeting.
No, he did not.
Hmm.
Presumably everything went to plan for him.
I never saw him on.
Or he's just lazy.
I mean, I definitely get that feeling.
I was also slightly concerned that he might be working with the slavers.
That's been my concern from the start, but
I would have thought they'd have been coming at us with big pointy objects if that was the case.
Yes, this is
yeah.
Oh well, we can't get in touch with him, so we'll have to wait for him to get in touch with us.
yes.
So for
Let's
now,
rendezvous outside of Sleepy Pete's for now.
I think so. Let's just
Just
try and
meet you then.
perhaps one of us can go inside and have a sneak
What?
around.
Alex, how many days has it been since we got the task, or rather, how many days we
You're
have left?
currently in the late
Day
evening
3.
of day 3.
Of
Yeah.
7.
7, yeah. He said a week from...
Yes.
So he said a week starting from the next day. That when he was speaking to you.
Okay. So
How long is a Julin week?
Jelen. It's the same as normal time because it makes it far easier.
Thanks. Thank you.
they
Thank you,
used
Ian.
to, they used
34
the,
days.
they used the Shellian calendar.
Mhm. So we rendezvous outside of Sleepy Pete's.
Sure. So you wander all the way back. You guys are waiting, drinking your wine.
All the
Eventually,
way across the street.
exactly. It's around a couple of corners. You eventually unit, 5 minutes later, walks back in, and their friend sleeps like, all right.
Good eatings.
Want a drink?
I mean,
No, thank you.
really.
So yes, it is inside the crab shack. There is the corridor that we went down. It is we went through the second door and through a strange kitchen area, and then there was a big door that I could not get. And there were people in the kitchen there, two large people.
I wonder whether we need to just break in there at night time, or we can use our spell and go in through that steel door, perhaps.
It feels like the crab shack is most active.
Well, whenever it's closed.
A place of disrepute.
Honestly, I'm not seeing much of a different way other than force to get to the
I
slaves at
agree,
this point.
especially since they know our faces quite well at this point.
You said that you have something to let us go through the wall, like?
Yes, just the one person.
But how
Requires my concentration.
long does it last for?
Let me see. It lasts for an hour.
So you see, you could go in, and if you get
You're very slow, though,
out
unfortunately.
again.
Yes, you are effectively untouchable at all for the duration of the spell. But you
Are
can
you still visible?
What spell are you?
gaseous form.
Yes. Okay.
What does that do to your stealth?
It turns you into a misty cloud.
So you'd be
So
pretty
you still need some kind of gap, though, wouldn't you?
You have advantage on strength, dexterity,
Yeah.
constitution. Oh no, sorry. The target can
Target can
Oh
pass
yeah.
through small holes, narrow openings, and even mere cracks.
Oh, sorry.
Presumably.
Also, you did your investigation on the door ages ago, and I didn't tell you anything about it. Big metal door. As far as you can tell, so with a 15, you're pretty sure that when you walked in, you went into the kitchen, which was kind of back left, which is kind of where that steel door is, but you didn't see a steel door inside of the kitchen. To clarify, the cupboard that they went into kind of was the same side of the kitchen as would be touching the wall of the corridor, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, so if you go into tabletop, I can draw it out for you.
Oh god.
Sounds like it's the real way to get behind that steel door. The steel door sounds like a bait.
So I'm also just gonna pop this over to other people. So
I need to open tabletop.
yeah, or just look at the stream. Yeah.
Oh, I've opened it now. Yeah. Oh no, I was going to
Oops.
Stream. Cool.
So
Yeah, I'm looking
let me change the color to like a red, so it's actually way more obvious. So your corridor, or just not. There you go.
Or-
Your corridor, which you walk down, is like this, and then there's one door there and one door there. This isn't quite the scale, and then you got your stairs going off this kind of direction. Yeah.
I cannot see it because the stream is delayed. God, it's really delayed.
That's because your internet's.
No, it's quite slow.
Yeah.
Stream, you're now drawing the corridor. The stairs, rather.
Oh, to be fair, I probably have the latency up or higher on this one because it's less necessary with. Effectively, I'm going to start drawing out. So you have a kitchen that's kind of like this, and you walked in here, and he went through a cupboard door that was like this sort of an area. I know it'll catch up eventually. And your steel door, as far as you were like aware, is kind of over here somewhere.
In the kitchen?
So obviously, this is what you think it looks like with your 15. You were thinking this is the back left of the building. You were like, the steel door must be on this left here, but you didn't see the steel door inside of the kitchen. You just saw he walked in, looped around, and went through into a cupboard that was kind of in that top right corner.
What?
I really wish I'd opened tabletop. This is so far behind.
It's just as confusing.
It's even more confusing because I'm not getting Alex's voice with it.
You walked in through the door, and you're looking at the far wall. On your right is where the steel door ought to be, but there's no sign of it in the kitchen itself. So then you walk in around the counter, back towards the wall, the same wall you came in on the other end of the room, into a cupboard, and then we don't know what's behind the cupboard.
Yeah, he walked in here, went around something, and into a cupboard that was here. From the outside, think you're thinking these are the same walls because of your investigation. You're like, well, it must be.
Oh, we saw the steel door from the outside. I thought we saw one inside.
Yeah, and then you were like, well, the steel door makes sense to be kind of in that back left corner, but you didn't see it from the inside.
So it's either disguised on the inside or there's a false wall. So there's steel door on the outside. There's a gap, and then you come to the kitchen wall. So we could go in through the steel door in a gaseous form, and we might end up either in the corridor or in the kitchen.
I thought we saw it at the end of the corridor, like down in this area.
This is where that's where all the people are betting.
Down here, yeah, that's the entrance area down there.
Yeah,
so this is the outside. That's the
crap shack itself is like that kind of an area.
Okay, I thought we went upstairs to make the deal, and that's where we saw the steel door.
No. The
steel door you saw in the corridor on the outside. You saw no steel door on the inside.
Corridor,
In the
alleyway.
In the alleyway.
When we were investigating the outside of the building afterwards, he said down the one alley there was this steel door. And I said, let's investigate it. And you all said, no. At least that's how I remember it.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Simon, I just want to make sure that Simon's caught up and...
Yeah. You okay with that, Simon? Yeah.
Hello?
Simon?
Oh.
Hello?
Right, got you.
There,
okay.
Hi.
Okay.
Cool.
I think he muted himself. So
sorry, I deafened everyone so that I could listen to what Alex was saying on the stream first.
On the stream, of course. Yeah.
So,
So what we could do is we could either go in through the old steel door, and then if we end up in the
one of us could
straight on through the cupboard, or we might end up in a little secret passageway or something. I don't know.
Yes, perhaps that is going down.
How's your stealth? How good are you being stealthy?
do not know if there is a way for us to measure stealth. It's a strange question for you to
There
ask
is
me.
actually, but it's just perhaps that's just a monk thing. I don't know. I mean, I was quite good in not being seen classes.
And the old
I-
let's not be seen class. I was.
Yes, I'm eating something and you can't. I'm moving so imperceptibly you can't see me move.
All right, Drax.
All right, well,
Sadly, I am a giant ant, so I am not especially
Not very
stealthy.
stealthy, okay.
all right. So you can turn any one of us into this cloud.
Yes, however, I will have to concentrate for the duration.
Okay. So maybe.
And you also you can't you cannot talk, you cannot attack, you cannot cast spells,
Or just been information gathering.
you cannot be carrying things. Yes, you are a cloud for an hour.
Oh,
Nice.
Well, everything on us turns to
Cloudy
turns
clouds.
to the cloud, right? Or
I
Do
believe
do we have to get
so.
naked?
I believe
No.
so. Is that how gaseous form works? Is this it says any objects while in the form of a misty cloud, the target can't talk or manipulate objects, and any objects it was carrying or holding can't be dropped, used, or otherwise interacted with.
Okay,
They become
that's
part.
part of them.
So what do we think? I mean, I'm thinking.
I think we should do it.
And the target can't attack or cast.
Yeah, should we go for the old Misty investigate then?
Yes. Ooh.
It's up to you. Which one of us? I think it should be either me or you.
Yeah,
Oh, I
agree
think
with that.
I never finished describing the damn steel door as well.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
got
Yeah,
confusing.
exactly.
Basically, big steel door with a keyhole. That's what I wanted to get to. That's the main information that you needed.
Yeah, I was gonna say keyhole.
It's a keyhole, is what you're saying.
I keep thinking it was like, they might use that with the shit. I haven't told them that yet. Ah.
I think we should use
Well, if I'm able to go through the door as a cloudy form myself, and I'm able to locate the key, for example, then perhaps I can open the door and let you in. And at
Then
least if I am the
we'll
person,
fight
at least I'm.
the guards.
Well, this is true.
I think the
But
best
the thing
thing
is,
to do
at
right now
least
is to
if-
continue with our reconnaissance
if I-
plan.
Yes. If I am the cloud, then at least I know when to uncloud.
True. And I
Since
suppose
you cannot talk as a cloud.
you can always recloud as well, I suppose, if you need to.
I can, although a limited number of times. 3 times.
So if you were to turn us into one of the clouds, we wouldn't be able to determine when we should do it. Only you can do that.
What?
Do what?
If you were to turn one of us into the clouds, we wouldn't be able to decide when we were not a cloud.
Yes,
So,
it would mean I would make the decision,
hmm.
and you wouldn't be able to communicate with me. So.
Perhaps it's better if he does it himself, you think?
I'm not sure.
Is there anything else that I could do? No, there is not.
Well, if you're comfortable with continuing
What
on
is
as a
that?
cloud,
What are the walls made of?
The walls
Yeah,
of
of the crap shack.
wood.
Oh, bollocks.
As we've said before, it's mostly just
I
like.
don't even know whether you could. Can you use mold earth to like make a hole in a wall?
If it's made of earth. I feel like
What
that's the
is-
answer you
Oh,
expected.
you can
not
only,
what
you
you
can only.
wanted.
Oh, it's just you can only target stone if it's terrain. You can't
Yeah.
target
ah,
it to excavate it.
Plus it's
Just it
wood,
has to be
so.
loose earth. Yeah. Plus it's wood.
well, I'm comfortable with the idea of you turning into clouds.
Set it on fire.
Oh no.
Well, actually,
Possibly not a terrible idea. Everyone would have to leave the building.
yes, but they might be stays behind, wouldn't they?
But
Collateral damage, you know.
it might cause damage to the slaves, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Especially with a metal.
I think we should go
cuffs.
with the old Misty Duck.
Yes.
Tower.
Go forward with the cloud plan for the end of the night.
Anyway,
Get as much information as we
Is there-
can with Fen and
any
Elsie.
other ways that you can provide reconnaissance or support.
Not without physically being there, unfortunately.
No, I don't do that kind of thing. Really. I mean, I can sneak in and try and get past people, but I think it's
You cannot disguise yourself or something like this.
I can pull my hood up over my face like that a bit. I've got a hat. I can put a hat on if you like.
Right now, I'm
That
very
might be a little
fast. But
suspicious. Very well. Perhaps the mist, the cloud is the way forward.
Yes,
But before that, can we have a break, please? Because I really need to.
I was getting to the. Listen, every single bloody
him
time,
do-
there is always. I always think about breaks. You do not need to say these things. What I was going to say before you said that, literally as you were going to end your sentence, I was going to say, and with that decision, let's have a break.
Let's have
So,
We'll have a 10-minute break.
a minute break. Time for a large glass of
So at
scotch.
5 past, we will be starting the action again, although I'll probably be back slightly before to.
I feel like I'm really
Check,
seeing
so-
the limelight this episode.
Hey, everyone gets a little bit of time, so don't worry about it. To be fair, Minim never got to before. But anyway, I'm going to pop off
That's true.
and go to the toilet, whatever, get stuff ready.
Papa says.
And in 10 minutes, we shall be back.
I will see you in 10 minutes, which makes it about 25 past 4. Am I right?
See you anon.
See you in 10
Fine,
minutes.
Before the break, you guys met. Actually, you had a little bit of a look around Clarence Street and saw some of the shops, but you eventually went to. Did I say Truncheon Street? Clarence Market. You then went down to Truncheon Street and met Kix to go for a potential slave trade, which you then denied and he was not very happy with. Your plan to trail him was partially successful when a unit turned into a spider attached to the legs of one of the thugs and found out that they're operating somewhere within the crap shack. There's a kitchen out the back where Kix and the slave that you were potentially going to buy, Frunklin, went into a cupboard and disappeared from view. There's also a steel door outside that you think might connect up, but you're unsure. Your plan was to turn one of you into a gaseous cloud, get through the door, and hope that it opens from the other side. You're currently sitting in Sleepy Pete's, having just come up with said plan. Oh, and also Elsie is still making plans, apparently.
Hey Pete, you sure you don't have a way to get in contact with our mutual friend, or?
Nothing.
All right.
Who wants to talk to you, he'll talk to you, you know? Kind of stuff.
He should be pleased. It's very rare that we want to talk to him.
Well, I think
There's a lot of people that want to talk to him.
All right.
so.
I'm
Do
sure.
we go? Do we just strike while the iron's hot and do it now? Then
Absolutely.
go and do it then. Let's go.
Very well.
Investigate. And if he turns up, we can get him to join in.
So it's becoming very late on your third day, probably looking more, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. And you work your way through the streets. They're still fairly active, as you would expect from the edge, as you've seen from the edge many times so far. And go back to the crap shack. There's a few people coming in, coming out, the whole knocking on the door, the little slide in the door, seeing who's there. But I'm sure you're more focused on going down the side alley.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're doing. We're going
Down the side alley, as
in a
before.
nonchalant sort of way.
The left of the building, there is a steel, iron, whatever, metal door with a single locking. It's called a keyhole. That's the one.
That's the chap. Yep.
All right.
So
So
that's all you have.
I
Quick look up
suppose-
and down the street. Is anybody looking? Can we see anybody?
Give me a perception.
You see,
multiple
used to be-
perceptions.
when I used to in campaign 1, I had really poor perception. But this time, actually, I do.
I got a 9.
I got a
No one.
23.
22. Oh, you ratbag.
There are people
No,
walking.
ant bag.
Handbag.
There's people walking up and down the road, but no one's paying attention to you being in. It seems as though there's very little pause for people walking past, but no one is looking down the alleyway.
Good.
Every-
Okay.
Every little
Then,
pause.
We'll keep an eye
We'll
out
wait
for
here
this.
then.
You still got the old amulet, haven't you? You can't use
Yep.
it while you're gas.
I won't be able to. I will not be able to use it. But
But if you do have to turn back again, you can give us a quick
yes.
shout.
Or maybe if there's a cry for help, something like
Yes,
that.
yes, that's right. We'll be here. We'll be here.
We'll slink into the shadows a bit and just kind
hear
of
a noise of some sort.
against the wall.
Very well. I will see you in at max an hour.
Hopefully.
I'll cast gaseous form on myself.
So he's almost like all of his molecules suddenly just woof into like a gas. And sort of hangs in the air, just sort of vaguely starts slowly moving, goes down to the keyhole and straight through.
All right, don't inhale, unit.
I want to stay like as like low to the ground.
You don't have a lot of choice, but yeah, I mean, you're just like a rolling gas, basically.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I spy with my lie. Carry on.
The corridor that you're
some
in
muck.
is a very dirty wooden corridor, but it goes forward no more than about 20 feet to a circular staircase that seems to go down. A very tight circular staircase that goes down. But to the right of that staircase is another tiny little corridor that seems to connect up to some hidden-ish door of some sort.
Mm.
I'm not there. I'm not
Is
there. I don't.
that hidden is that oriented so that it would be the kitchen space?
You could approximate that may or may not be around where the cupboard.
I may as well just have a look. I'll just kind of, I guess
yeah, you can kind of like slowly fit through the tiniest little bit of a gap in the wood, and you are inside of a storage cupboard with barely anything in it.
Cool. Let's go back out into the
corridor.
Cool.
So the only other thing that you haven't investigated would be a very tight circular staircase going straight down.
The only way is down.
The only way is down. I mean,
That's not how it goes.
Yeah. Down you go, and it leads into just a corridor. It's kind of more like a dirt tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
It's supported with like wood frames, but it's not exactly very well put together. In fact, you probably feel quite at home, even though you're a gas right now, and you can't see how far down it goes. There's vague torches every now and again. Some are lit, some aren't, and it just goes.
To my goggles of thingy boy work as a gas. No. Damn it. That's fine. Yeah, I guess I'll just carry on down the corridor.
Go down the corridor. It goes on and 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 on. Eventually, at the other end, it's another.
How long for?
Another circular staircase. You're probably going down it for like 5 minutes.
Okay, that's fine.
And then
just noting down my time.
And then eventually, I mean, you're going 10 foot every 6 seconds, so it actually may take about 10 minutes because you're going very slowly.
Yes.
And then at the other end, there's another circular staircase that goes up.
Oh. Well, I guess I'm going up.
You go up, and the circular staircase goes, it seems like there's a couple floors. There's one floor that you can come off at that you see quite a large area, but not like too huge. Stone walls with a big cage in the center and many smaller cages around the edges, and you recognize vaguely a lot of them from the photos that you were handed previously. Also inside this area is 4 thugs and kicks who are vaguely talking to each other.
That's the like first level of staircase point. Oh my god. I just had a wonderful another Spotify choice moment. Just had the
Oh, I thought it was going to be like it's like the Legend of Zelda, you've just discovered something music.
No, not quite. No, suitably spooky though, an underground cave with cages in it. Can I go up to the second level?
If you keep going upwards, yeah, you get to another sort of corridor, but this is a lot nicer. It's nicely formed wood, and it's got sort of nice panels in it. And at the end is a button, a stone button, and it looks kind of just like a wooden wall, but you can kind of see a little bit of light creeping out from the sides of it.
Well, I can drift through that then, can't I?
Yes. You drift through, and you find that what you're coming out into is a library. It's a very nice library, in fact, with lots and lots and lots of books. A very large room. There's other doors around, but there's like a grand piano at one end. There's lots and lots. The entire walls all over, like what would normally be like 2 rooms tall is just books with a ladder that's around. Fancy sort of things on podiums, maybe like a skull of some animal that you don't really recognize, or like an orb that might be slightly swirling, or some vague. So just a lot of seems like artifacts, but more like souvenirs or whatever. Just a very fancy room.
Sorry, I got. You were going too quickly for me to write it all down, so I just drew.
I can't really see. It's very blurry.
I did it.
There's just pixels and pixels and pixels.
Yeah.
I did a little drawing.
If you look at it on stream, you can see that you've just turned into a mess of pixels, I'm afraid. Actually, so does Greg. Hilariously, you have as good a connection as Greg does across the ocean.
I was going to say he's turned into a gaseous cloud. In fact, that's what.
Hey, method acting. That's a hell of a method act.
But it's probably because I'm running the stream. Actually, that'd be why.
Probably.
Close that. Right. How long has it been?
Open my doors, keep it. How long is it? Minutes to go through the corridor. So all in all, we're like 15 minutes.
Okay, cool. I think I'll go back down to the first level with the cages first and have a look around the cagey area.
How obvious are you as a gaseous cloud?
I mean, I'm a cloud. But
yeah, but if you're
quite dark in a cave,
if you're a luminous, no, it's fairly well lit in there. Like there's people in there walking around, and it's not a cave so much as like a formed room with cages and that kind of stuff. Because if you're like a luminous green cloud, then who knows?
It just says a misty cloud, so I just kind of assumed it was like steam.
I'll give them. If you're going to walk around, let's just say you know that there is a chance that people would see you. There's a chance that they won't because they'd have to be looking, but I would roll to see if they see you. Basically,
I do have advantage on dexterity rolls anyway. So.
True, but you're not exactly doing a. I guess you could do a stealth roll as a cloud.
Yeah,
a stealthy cloud.
Am I doing stealth rolls or?
Are you walking or floating into the main area?
Yeah, I mean, like not into the center of the room. I want to kind of stay to the walls so that I kind of am less noticeable, I guess.
Sure. So give me a stealth.
With advantage. Good thing that was advantage. Because that was a 5 and now it's a 13, which is still not great.
Okay. How much did you say?
13.
So as you're sidling around the edge, floating around the edge, one of the, in fact, the tabaxi kicks, as you know, just looks over and just sort of, he's not saying anything, but he's now definitely looking at where you're moving, just kind of like, just scratches the face like, what the hell?
I'm just gonna...
This is your opportunity to...
I'm just gonna kind of carry on, just drifting.
He starts walking towards you, obviously faster than you, towards what is now, as he gets closer, he's like, guys, why is there a moving cloud in here? The other ones walk over like, I don't know. Is it alive? So it's like, woofs a foot through it. It's like, I don't know. Just kind of here.
Half kick damage.
Actually, yeah, can you take damage?
I'm sure there was something about...
It's resistance to non-magical damage. Not immunity.
No, there's a thing where it says... I'm sure there was a thing about if the target can enter and occupy the space of another creature.
Yes, you could be in the same space. Well, I think if he was trying to do damage to you, it would. This is more like if someone just vaguely brushed against your face, you'd be like, "What the hell?" But it wouldn't damage you. It was just sort of waving a foot, like
do Ant-Man up Thanos' ass thing.
Oh no!
No. No.
Not even going to erase that.
Very, very.
That'll work. That's our chance.
Thank you, Reddit.
So,
I've also just realised that actually, technically, I don't have any control over not being a cloud until the hour is up, because I can't attack or cast spells, so I can't uncast the spell either, presumably.
it's concentration, so
You
you
can-
could stop concentrating on it.
Oh, I guess it's concentration. But I can't, like, why?
But now they're all just surrounding you, just like, what the hell is that?
I mean, they can kind of surround me, but like,
Oh yeah,
they
you can
can't
get through them. I don't
touch
mean like
me.
you can't move. It's just
Surrounded.
they're slowly
Yeah.
just going like, is that something we should tell the boss about? Oh, I don't know. Maybe we should. Can people come in as gassy clouds? I don't know. I've never seen someone as a gassy cloud before. What is a gassy cloud? Not living. Is it living? Don't know. The conversation's slowly moving, across. I'm just giving you opportunity to do stuff.
yeah, I'm just gonna kind of slowly drift past them, essentially.
But he's moving. Where's he going? They're just kind of wandering behind
What's
you.
the room? What's the room look like? Investigation, I guess.
It's literally just like a big rectangle, probably 40 by 40 feet, maybe a bit bigger, with a big cage in the middle and then smaller cages all around the outside. And then there's just that circular staircase.
What's in the big cages? Or the
People.
Big cage?
The slaves that you vaguely recognize, the ones that you
And then
were
in the smaller
offered.
cages,
They're
is there
all
any
dotted
particular-
around.
is there any particular distinction between who's in the small and who's in the big?
No.
How many slaves do you think in total?
And as you were told before, which I believe was 8, or possibly more. Let me just count them up. You were given 8, including Franklin.
Okay. I'm just going to drift kind of towards the whatever entrance exit. Which
Yeah, you drift over towards the exit. They're all just like, all of the thugs are like, oh. Just like, okay, it's leaving. And then you kind of hear Kix just like, yeah, maybe, as you just sort of leave.
Yeah. And I want to kind of slowly drift up the staircase.
You're going up the staircase.
Yes.
Sure.
How long has it been?
Now I'd say it's been about half an hour. Other than you're still in the
Spent
alleyway.
50 minutes getting kicked as a cloud.
Vaguely wandering around. He moves very slowly.
Well, I'm very slow.
Yeah,
I
10
have
feet. Yeah.
a flying speed of 10 feet is my only option, yeah.
Oh no.
I thought it said that I had to stay a certain amount of like height above the ground or something, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
Find it, you find it, but I don't
I'm
think
pretty
it
sure
does.
It's a flying speed.
Yeah.
Just move any direction.
Which is why I wanted to be on the floor.
You can't be like, oh. You can't just be on the floor, but you're also like vaguely floating around. Just
Maybe, like,
imagine
lie
rolling
on
mists.
kind of crawling on the floor.
Exactly, it's like rolling
mist.
mists, but you're still technically flying. You're a mist, Mist doesn't just have a couple legs that it walks with.
Yeah, but like it's much less conspicuous to be rolling a mist than it is to be just like a giant cloud in the shape of a person. Like,
True, but I mean, if rolling mist, just like a portion of it just rolls across the ground, you're just like, the hell?
that's true. Yeah.
If a rolling mist just wandered into your room, you'd be like, what the fuck?
Huh.
I think I'd want to keep it as a pet. It'd be very sweet.
So anyway, you've gone back up into the library, or at least you've gone into the corridor
Yes.
before, connects to a library.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go through the space into the library-ish area thing.
Sure, you're back in that same library. There's nobody in there, nothing particularly going on.
And are there doors out of the library?
Yeah, there's a couple of them.
So, I'll go to one of the doors. I don't know which one.
There's one door you can see as you like sidle through it, goes into a very long corridor with many other doors. There's like pictures all up on the walls, like portraits. The other door leads through into a absolutely gigantic, what you could only equate to like a dining room. Big table in the middle, again, more paintings. There's a big fireplace, like a coat of arms up on the walls, all this kind of stuff.
I'll go through the one with the corridors.
To the corridor.
with
The big corridor, lots of doors.
At the end of the corridor, is there anything?
The end of the corridor would be stairs, probably leading up.
Oh. Do I get this? Do I get the sense from having gone down the staircase that I've now come back up to like ground level?
Yeah, I think the dining room has a big, like, nice window, like crystal window, which you can see out is a street. with very few people, but everybody's dressed up very nicely. Like very posh outfits and all this kind of stuff. In fact, I could probably tell you more specifically.
Where the fuck have we gone?
You're in the principal, my dude.
How? We've not gone that far.
Yeah,
Have we?
You went down the corridor underneath your moat and came up inside the castle.
Yeah, but it took me 15 minutes at 10 feet speed.
Shh, don't worry about it.
Traveled the entire length of the edge.
He is very accurate with his with what I've said. There's no mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be the castle.
Is there any way that I can I slip through the kind of cracks in the window?
There's no cracks in the window. It's a very well-made house. Like everything's perfectly cut and made. Like it's not crappy. Like even it's just well set.
I'm not there.
You're not there.
there.
You're not
there.
Happens
to someone else.
What you could
Doesn't it hurt?
Okay, let me give you more accurately. What you could probably see out the window that you're looking at is a smaller road that people are vaguely walking down. Lots of nice bushes and flowers, but just past that is a much thicker road that seems, it's again not many people traveling on it, but it's just much wider. And then further from that, you could just see more buildings, like the other side of this big road.
Okay. Oh, I know. I want to drift. Back through to the
40
big
minutes.
dining. I want to go through the big dining area. And then up the chimney.
Sure. So you go into the chimney. It's actually quite a tall chimney. No, the fire is not lit. It's actually quite a tall chimney. You seem to go through a few floors, and eventually you pop out the top. And you're looking down on a lot of very nice. Some of them are connected together, but a lot of very big houses. They all look like mansions. It kind of just feels like you took all the houses that you've currently been looking at and just scaled them up by like 5 times. They're all just big houses, and some of them, like I said, they're attached together, like semi-detached or attached houses. Some of them are separate, but you are on the inside of a big circular wall, and you're seeing. From the front of the house, you're seeing, slightly to the left, a big old castle.
Slightly to the left?
So from the slightly to the left of the front of the building that you've just come out of is the big old castle.
Oh, so you're that one, huh?
That is on it, yeah.
Slightly to the left.
Found you.
I can't do maps. Slightly to the left of them.
Oh, wait.
It doesn't matter.
Can he tell exactly what house it is?
Yeah, that's. Can I tell, and then can you tell me?
Give me a perception.
Natural 20 again.
Natural 20. You're pretty sure you're in the lower right-hand corner.
Apparently, I need to be using.
The
these dice are no longer.
You're pretty sure you're in the lower right-hand corner of the principal, and probably on the road that just off the road that leads out to the.
Wow, the fuck did I go that far?
Yeah, that's a
fucking
long
teleporter.
way.
Jeez,
Mm-hmm.
I am confused.
On here.
I'm very confused.
I do not like it.
And how long has it been?
You're looking at 40 to 45 minutes. You guys at the other end are now 45 minutes of waiting, sitting in an alleyway.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. Are they the moat? Is it a wall surrounding the moat? Like. Or,
Yeah, so that black line is a big, thick wall that people are walking on, and then there's the moat outside of that.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to kind of drift over the wall towards the marketing circle.
Okay, so you drift over the wall. You can go fairly high up, but you're in the sky now, so people looking up at a cloud and a cloud, like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but it's just
A
a
gust
cloud.
comes by and blows them away.
That's literally what I'm saying. It's just a cloud. Like I was on your side for that one. I like how you just assume I'm against you there.
Well, it's because you said people looking up at a cloud. I was like, it's a cloud.
Yeah, I said people just looking up. It's just like it's a cloud.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And they were like, it's just a cloud. Like, I know, that's what I said. It would probably take you,
Is
you're
it a
quite close to
bird?
that
Is it a
wall,
cloud?
so I
Yes.
reckon 15 minutes later, you're kind of at the center of Clarence Market.
I don't want to be the center. I want to be like behind one of the buildings so I can.
Sure, but that's like, wait,
Fun.
that's sort of the range you have.
Yeah, I want to be like behind one of the.
Yeah, no, I know, I'm just saying that's
Yeah.
like how far away you
Yeah.
could go.
Unseen.
Okay, yeah, I just want to, somewhere around there that's unseen, that there aren't many
Sure,
people
you're around the
where-
back alleyway, you wait till there's
where
no
it
one there, and
wouldn't
then
look
suddenly you
strange if
just
a gas turned into a giant ant.
turn back into a homicide behind some of the shops.
Cool. Okay, well
Very
then
late at night.
I will
It is
Press
very
my-
late at night, yes.
press my amulet thing.
Yep.
And say, it seems that somehow I have traveled quite a distance. The door leads to a tunnel, and the tunnel leads to another tunnel, and then that tunnel is attached to the cave with all the slaves in it, and then also to a rather nice building in the principal, near the circular market.
Wait,
I'm
where are you then?
very much not sure how I got here so quickly, but I am near to the bean. Seems like I have not traveled far enough for that to be the case, but I am here.
Maybe there's some magic going on in the tunnel.
It's very interesting. Yeah.
It's certainly possible.
Did you see the slaves at all?
Yes, there were 8 slaves in cages,
So as far as
including
we know, it's
our
all of them.
friend Franklin, Crunkle,
Franklin.
Crunkle, Crunkle,
Grunkle.
Uncle.
Crunkle.
Oh no!
Yes, they were in the cage with the cave with the cave. That room. And then in the building above that is very fancy. It has lots of pictures, and there is a piano. And
Would you
Big
be able to knock-
chairs.
I don't know what a
Building?
piano is. I don't know why I said that.
No, you
doesn't
wouldn't know what a piano is.
A strange black contraption with some elephant tusks. And a lot of books and things.
Oh,
Um,
think you may be talking about a piano?
Oh yes, of course.
Maybe.
but
Anyways,
regardless, it is a very fancy building, and
would you be able to mark it on the map?
certainly.
Well, should we? What should we do? Should we head back to the digs,
It seems late enough.
get a rest,
Yeah.
and then
Perhaps Elsie has finally noticed that
yeah,
we,
she
are
felt
not
she's
gone-
got a
that
plan.
we are
around-
not present.
Yeah, we may as well head back home.
We can inform Elsie that we have finished the task that she was planning for.
Well, we give her some more info, but we should make another plan
Mm.
about how to get in there and get out again without getting killed.
Yeah, maybe we actually shouldn't tell her exactly what we've done so far, so she, doesn't. So she'll actually go with us next time.
Well,
If we tell her that we've solved the problem, she'll make another plan, and then we won't see her for.
But we have not solved the problem.
well,
We know where the slaves are.
enough to
We
make
have
a new
not
plan.
solved the
we
problem.
get back and talk about it at the house, eh? And I can make a nice cup of tea for you.
Yes, that seems like a good idea.
Absolutely.
I will
Alright.
see you back at the house.
All right.
Right, let's head back then.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey.
unit would get back first unless you waited for them, but eventually, yes, you get
1
back.
hour later.
Yes, it would be about 1 hour later. That's
For you, 2.5 for us.
yes, exactly. Well, an hour and a half. But anyway, eventually you're all back. It's very late at night. I mean, it's like midnight or possibly early hours of the morning, because you've spent so long on that day. Mark down what day you're on. You probably have a little snack of food, go to sleep, possibly pop up by Elsie's room.
I'll make some more. I'll make a bit of food, make some drinks. Go up and-
Elsie is now indiscernible underneath an enormous pile of paper.
Yeah.
Nobody's quite.
I'm still coming up with the perfect plan.
Paper.
I'll come up with a plan eventually. I will. I won't disappoint you. I'll come up with a plan.
But,
Where did she get all this paper?
Yeah, not sure how she got all the paper. Maybe Seamus came by and she asked for more paper.
But anyway, you'd be glad to know where the slaves are. Anyway, but here's
But no, but that's not. You don't work out what the slaves are until part 17 of the plan. You can't have found that yet because we haven't gone through the other parts of the plan yet.
Well, we've skipped to up to base.
You can't skip parts of a plan. Why would you skip parts of a plan? If I've made a plan, then you got to go with a plan.
Hey, Elsie.
Yeah.
Did anybody pop by while we were out?
No, it's only been like 4 hours since. What? Hasn't it? Since.
Oh no.
Well, it's been a bit longer than that actually. It's sort of more like 16 hours, I think. But
Just
never mind.
open the blinds on your window there.
No,
May help
the light
you,
disturbs me.
There's no
Make a
light.
plan.
It is quite dark outside.
It's also dark outside.
I'll give her another cup of lavender and chamomile.
Thank
Maybe
you.
that'll calm it down.
What's the state of her room right now?
It's just a mess. There's like plates
just kind of-
everywhere and just like food
kind of
half
just, like,
eaten.
Just kind of tentatively step into the room and just reach out a hand and just kind of pat her on the head.
I can't disappoint because we've got to do this.
You're doing very well. It's all very useful stuff. Thank you.
Tomorrow I'll have a plan, or maybe whenever. But we don't do anything until I've given you the plan. That's the
You're
plan.
certainly-
Maybe the new plan can involve the other three of us go against the plan, and then it's at least in your plan.
There you go.
Just
Yeah,
confused
You
looks
should
like
plan for us not working with the plan.
If you plan,
through a note. She's like,
schedule the plan goes wrong.
I'll work on it. Close the door.
Real talk, I actually use that strategy.
Or plan to not make a
Genuinely.
plan.
No, if I have to schedule like an itinerary or something, I will put in like a 45-minute gap that says something goes wrong. Because it will, and then when it's gone wrong, at least I've planned for it.
I
you've
take
got
the other
45 minutes
approach
to
of
figure it out.
if I think something will take half an hour, I
It's
allow
ADHD
40
tips.
minutes.
Yeah.
Because then
I
it
just
builds
don't
up.
plan.
I know.
I do that as well.
Do any kind of job around the house kind of stuff.
To be fair, he
It's
did
always
say
like that.
when he plans.
That'd be 5, 10, 15 hours, 20
This is
minutes.
a fair point.
Plus another hour and a half for whatever it is that I haven't thought about.
Hmm.
It normally works out right. Usually,
That
can
is
be
a-
inept at these things.
It's really lovely when neurotypical people talk about how the brains work.
Anyway,
When I put that computer together that Alex brought over and put the discs in, it actually went to plan.
Ooh.
So I ended up with half an hour spare.
anyway, you wake up in the morning. Quite early in the morning. It's
You
still
don't like-
dark.
No. I've got to play my flute at night time first.
Oh my god.
A little bit of flute playing, a nice bit of sleeping, and then eventually you wake up again, refreshed on the 4th day.
Is that what the doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo noise is? It's just you
Yeah.
with your flute.
Yeah.
We stopped. Play some flute.
No, we don't need to.
No.
Copyright. We don't have any copyright.
In all fairness, it's only picking up like one of every
I know,
three notes
but-
that it plays, so.
Where were we? Yes. So morning time, cup of tea.
Honestly, I guess we just. We can either wait here
Well,
and
haven't
inevitable mediator contact, or we could go wait at Sleepy Pete's for
Well, we,
inevitable Fang contact.
We know that Fang has a easy lifestyle, as our friend Sleepy Pete said, or what he said. And perhaps he can get us into the principal area.
That would involve him trusting us.
Well,
So-
we've done our plan so far.
are we going to try and get in from the crap shack end or the principal end?
Well, nobody knows us in the principal area. And people know us quite well in the Crab Shack area at this point.
And on a list that maybe not though.
But then perhaps it is more normal to see dodgy people doing dodgy things in the Edge area.
Well, on the other hand, I imagine the principal's quite quiet at night time.
No, it did not seem too quiet.
Well, there'll be the guards around, but if we can get past them, whereas in the Edge...
However, there was nobody in the house that I could see.
Yeah, so...
Also,
Nobody
I would.
sleeping?
Yeah, I was going to say you would know that it was late
Unless
at
you were
night.
in the bedrooms.
There were
Yeah,
people
but
in the
we-
street, though.
I said
Or
there's
you-
very, very few people in the street. Like maybe like a person wandered past.
Oh, I missed that.
To be honest, the metal door is probably the best way, because that's a secret passageway. If we can open it.
Yes.
I
this
think
is
the
true.
number one thing to worry about now before moving forward is figure out who that house belongs to. 'Cause they're
Yes.
likely running the whole operation.
I agree.
Which,
Ah, yes, yes.
honestly,
That would,
if
I'm sure, be useful information for Fang also.
Fang or the mediator knows the principal better than we do, they could have
Mhm.
that information
Yes, that's a good point.
This is true.
before we make any moves and they scatter from the
Yeah.
moves that we make.
I agree, and it is better
Figure it out.
that we
But-
scupper the whole operation rather than freeing 8 slaves and then being.
That is the
discovered.
job.
In that case, I think a leisurely breakfast in case a mediator chap turns up, and then if no sign of that, we go over to Sleepy Pete's.
All right,
Agreed.
sounds good.
So,
I'll prepare a celerity or formula.
Oh, what?
Celerity. Yeah.
Celeriac.
Celerity.
Celerity.
I'm going to do a bit of a Tai Chi. I'm going to do I'm going to be painting for a while.
Ah,
I didn't hear anything you said.
painting.
Do some
Okay.
painting.
He decides to paint. What do you decide to paint?
Let me see what we can see from here. I'm going to paint unit.
Great.
Why would I need this?
All right. Well,
Turns the easel around. It is a small spider. It has taken him 3 hours. He has drawn a small spider.
No, that's just a spider on the canvas. He hasn't painted anything.
Oh, yeah.
It's the-
Yeah.
it's the
were there
pizza.
any trees or something out behind our place?
Possibly a tree, yeah. There's not a massive amount of green behind. It's just like a
Yeah.
open grassy bit, like a
I just
shed
want to
button.
go out and practice some sword swings.
So you're just
Mm,
chopping at a tree. Like, someone comes out just like, Oi! Oi! Stop chopping at the tree! What you doing?
They've only got one tree in this area and you're cutting it down.
I'm not cutting it down.
Chop at the
What do you-
tree?
If you want to do a bit of non-contact sparring, we can just practice like that.
Mm,
I don't want to do any contacts, because like if we get in a fight later, I don't want to be trying to recover. Like,
yeah,
just do 2 moves, I can do that for you.
it's not going to help too much.
I better be doing
No
that.
contact.
More
Yeah.
Tai Chi. As the sun rises up in the morning.
Chai tea.
Tai Chi.
Not really my thing, honestly. Well,
Yeah, some chai
Uh,
tea. I can make some chai tea. I'll put some somewhere. Here we go.
it's going to be
Also-
an uneventful morning. I guess we should.
Also known
go
as,
over
I'm
to
sure you're
Pete's.
aware, as chai.
Yeah, because my dear wife drinks it all the time.
I love that Chai stands for tea, so Chai tea just means TT.
Your TT.
TT.
Yeah.
Love it. Anyway, if you're gonna take the 2.5 walk round to Sleepy Beats.
May as well.
Yeah, I mean, assuming that the mediator's friend hasn't turned up.
Nobody's
You know
turned
what?
up.
Could we stop by? Hold on. It's the map is not cooperating. Could we stop by the Bumbling Bee first?
The Bumbling Bee.
Yeah.
That one is just above you.
South
yeah, that's
circle.
a little. Yeah, so you walk just through a couple of things, and you get to the Bumbling Bee.
South Circle.
What does the
Bumbling
bumbling bee do?
It
I don't
is
know.
a large place, mostly open plan, where the front wall is all glass panes to let in the light. And as you look in, you can see that it's entirely run by a family of mousefolk.
What does it do? What kind of shop is it?
It's so tempting to just keep reading the thing and just ignore it. It's a
Let's
restaurant.
keep reading.
It's entirely
Yeah,
run
they're-
by a family of bees.
Yeah, it's a restaurant.
In the shape of
It's a very
cross
nice
section.
looking restaurant, some tables, and obviously a kitchen in the back with these mouse folk running back and forth. You can see like it's just a big open glass front. Or I mean, you assume glass, maybe still awesome.
What does it look like they're serving here? I just want to figure it out for later.
Simple stuff, nothing particularly fancy. You know, some like meat.
Do they have a menu
stews
outside?
Or no, there's like some meat stews, like some potatoes. You know, your standard meat and 2 veg. Maybe some soups. Just some simple food stuff.
Reminds me of home. Could come back here later.
It's funny because Dick.
Huh?
I said meat and 2 veg.
No.
Holds up laugh sign. I said holds up laugh sign.
Oh, sorry. I was making notes. I'm actually trying to make notes. Everybody, I have making notes again.
Just gonna get out a knife, just like now you will love.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Well, on the way back up to Pete's, can I stop by Storvin's for some potatoes?
Gorvin Storvin, yeah, you go into Gorvin Storvin, like, oh no. Buy some potatoes for a couple silver, and I'm sure enjoy those as you work your way. I think by the time you end up walking up to Sleepy Pete's, it's like 1 in the afternoon, with all the stuff you've done in the morning.
That's fine.
As you said, you're having a slow breakfast, you've walked around, so it's like 1 in the afternoon. Get to Sleepy Pete's, walk in again. Hello. So, becoming regulars.
Oh, there.
Honestly,
And before you
I'm
are,
trying.
I don't want to drink, but I will give you a gold piece anyway, because we keep coming and using your tables, and we're not actually spending any money. There you go, as a gold piece.
Oh, thank you. Just takes off, puts it in a little pouch on his belt. Did you want any drinks?
No, thanks. That's very kind.
There's no one else in with you at the moment. It's like, all right, well, you need nothing.
You haven't seen a friend around, have you, at all?
No.
Fair enough. Well, if you do happen to see him, let him know we're looking for him.
Yeah, let them know that we have some very good information on.
And,
And mutually.
a question. What is this shop a front for?
What? It's an inn. If you want a drink, I can give you drinks. That works.
You really don't seem like much of a tavern owner.
I own this
I
tavern.
mean, the only thing, that indicates that is really that you own the tavern.
Yeah.
Well,
How do you keep the place running?
Just a run.
Some donations from a friendly friend.
Huh, I wish.
A friendly friend.
You gonna start donating? I mean, he just gave me a gold, so there's that.
Yeah, sure. Here, take another gold.
Well, thank you. Takes it, puts it in the same pouch.
What's it through the back door when Fang always comes through there?
Storage, a back door.
Does Fang live in the storage?
Oh, storage and a back door, huh?
Yeah.
Hmm. All right.
And Fang likes to use the back door.
Well, he used to just pick the lock every time, so now I just let him come through.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Sure you don't want any drinks?
Yep.
Very sure.
Yeah, very kind.
Right. Squeak, 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 squeak.
You've really got to stop. Don't you have some running water here?
Yeah.
Use
Do you
that
want some
instead of your
water?
spit.
Get some water.
No. Oh. Guess we'll just hang out for a few hours, hoping Fang comes by.
Yeah.
So you're waiting for a little bit, and eventually, through the back door, with a hell of an entrance, like, boof! Hello! I'm here.
Oh, there you are, yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Have you? What did you want?
Oh, we have some information.
Okay. He comes over, sits down. What information do you have?
There is a rather nice house in the principal district that appears to be connected to the slavery.
Show
Well,
him that.
Pretty much, yeah, it confirms what I was saying. Could you say which one it is?
It is this one.
And you point at...
The one that I came out with.
Ah, yes, which was which one?
It was that one.
Yeah, could you just point at it on like just take a screenshot or something?
It's that one.
Oh yeah, but I can't see you do that, so could you just mark it out?
I mean, how do I mark it out?
Take a screenshot, or just tell me referentially which one it might be.
Alex, I feel like you've had plenty of opportunity to be like, you don't know which one you came out of.
Yeah, especially because I said that I did make sure that I said I knew which house it was at the time.
You did say to them you knew which house it was. That's true.
I'm pretty sure I said it to you as well.
No.
I'm pretty sure you were like, yes.
No. At no point. If you want to do like a history roll or something using a map, then I'll allow you to do it. But I'm just saying, like,
fine.
Don't get mad at me.
This is very electrified doorknobs level of the time.
It's not quite.
It kind of is.
The point is, you came out of a house and then floated away. Like you might be able to remember, but
What's my history? 15.
15, that's right. Yeah, you would remember pretty much that it is, what's my best way of showing you?
That one.
Yes, it's that one. Yeah, there you go. That one. No. Let me...
The right-hand road on the bottom half.
Yeah,
I'm
so
pretty sure
if you're
it's
looking
in
at the map,
the bottom right
Close
quadrant.
to the east exit.
you're looking at the map, right where the east exit is, there's like a chunk, there's 4 buildings, that 3 vaguely rectangular ones, kind of slanty, and then a Tetris piece.
Mhm.
Right next to the road.
First
You knew it was that block. You're
I did know it was that.
very aware that it's not the Tetris one, so it's one of those ones there.
What are those 3 there?
Cool. It's one of those 3.
Interesting. I
Do you know who that belongs to?
not particularly. I'm sure I could do some investigation. Not sure.
There also
It's pretty-
seems to be a strange, perhaps it is magic, connection between the tunnels beneath that house and the connection to the crab shack.
What do you mean strange?
It took me approximately an hour, maybe, to traverse from the crab shack to that house, which should by all means have taken at least 2 hours.
Crab shack to the... I reckon a straight line if it's a tunnel, an hour sounds about right.
Yes, except I was moving very slowly due to the restraints of my.
What restraints? You have the...
I was a cloud.
You're a cloud. Why? Of course you're a cloud. I thought you could turn into a spider.
I was a
Yeah,
spider
did that.
before.
You were a spider before, and now you're a
That
cloud.
didn't work
of
out.
course. So you were a cloud going slowly, and it took you an hour. That's
Yes.
also a lie.
By what? It's not a lie.
It's remembering, but sure.
It took me what from the crab
It took
shack.
15 minutes from the tunnel.
It was an hour in total. It was.
If it had taken you an hour, you wouldn't have been still been a gas by the time you got to the end.
I meant in total, like from one point from the door to leaving the chimney.
Oh,
that
I will
was
be
an hour.
nice to you. The tunnel took you 10 minutes.
Fine.
That's
That's what I said.
That's what
Yeah.
you said.
That is what I
10 minutes.
said.
10 minutes. That's
Yes.
No, I don't think 10 minutes is right. I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of a magical portal-esque type thing that speeds up a corridor. I'm assuming it was a fairly monotone, or like there wasn't much variation in your tunnel. The tunnel
Not especially. There was
Yeah.
a strange button
button.
at the end of one of the corridors, which I passed through into the library in the.
So
in
the-
building.
Hang on. The tunnel led from the crab shack to a library.
In not so many words, yes.
I feel like
The-
you could explain this better. What?
The crab shack.
Yes.
The back door of the crab shack
Yes.
led to a staircase.
Okay.
The staircase went down,
Okay.
and then there was a long tunnel along.
Yes. That took short amount of time. Yes.
Yes. And then there was another staircase,
Oh, another staircase. Okay.
and the first step
the first floor.
level,
Okay.
that is where the slaves were. And the
There were
second
slaves
level,
there. Okay, so you found the slaves.
Yes, I said that.
Yeah, I got very confused in all of this. And then above that was.
A corridor and then a button.
That's excellent. Then
And
we can just
then I went through to the library.
go in through that entrance and save
No,
them all.
because it wasn't a. I slipped through a gap in the wall. It was not a door per se.
So
I'm sure
looks-
it could become a door. It looked like a kind of hidden door button situation, but
So it's, as far as I can tell, our options are either go in from the principal side of things or go in from the way you came in. What's stopping us going in the
Yes.
way you came in? A door?
everybody knows us, and there's a lot of people around.
And won't we want to know who the
And we cannot open the door unless we have a key for the door.
But you said there's a button. That, I'm assuming that would open up the door from the other side to the library. So we just go in
Yes.
that way and find out who lives there.
Yes, but not all of us can pass through walls and doors. I was a cloud.
Yes,
Could you
I
open,
I
could
appreciate
you open the door
those-
from the other side
Yes,
Hmm?
once you're through?
the metal door. Was there any way of opening it from the inside?
It did not appear to be. I didn't look especially closely.
So the only thing that's
Well,
stopping us is a key. Well, who would have that key?
Well, that'd have to be old.
Kicks, probably.
Kicks,
Kicks.
I imagine.
I think that's where we start then, isn't it?
Give him a good old
Guess
kicking,
so.
eh?
Yes. Or stab him with a knife. Works too.
Well, I don't think we need to kill him necessarily. He's just probably his misguided.
Not all stab wounds are fatal. Just depends on where
He
you
is a
stab
slave
them.
runner.
Well, he's not, a
Yes.
nice, he's not a nice man. I'll give you that.
Realistically, it's probably not a great idea to take him out ahead of time because then, you know, can-
Mm,
Well, he might be able to tell us who his boss is. That'd be quite nice. wouldn't it?
potentially, I would imagine there might. He's unlikely,
we
but
can
if we take him out, they'll know
probably
there's someone
find that out
coming.
ourselves.
If we take him out, if he knows that something's been taken, then he may warn them and they may move the slaves.
Well,
Yes, but
if
if they
we-
find that he has died, they will certainly suspect something.
Exactly. They will also. I'm not serious about the killing side of things. We need to take a key without him knowing that we've taken a key. I think
If we
is our
can.
best.
It's-
I think we can
could
follow
pop in
him
and buy a
somewhere.
drink.
Someone. Any of you know how to send someone to sleep?
I could play
Do not
some
believe
sleeping
so.
music, a nice cup of tea, perhaps.
I can make him blind.
Could knock him out.
Knock him out. That is
Yes.
possible. Hmm.
I don't think I've got anything which would actually make him go to sleep. I could tell him some stories. That might sends my friends to sleep anyway.
Yeah, didn't you say that your other friend is a sorceress?
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Yes.
so we don't know what she can
She's,
do.
She's very
Preoccupied.
unpredictable.
Feel as though that may be a good shout. Well, either way, I feel like your next step is to get that key.
Yeah.
Can
Yes.
it
I
not be
will-
your next step?
It's more difficult. Again, people recognize me when I go around. I'm not that conspicuous. I can try.
We've met the Tabaxi several times.
I'm talking to a person who can turn into a gas cloud. I'm sure you have a way of stealing a key that doesn't require me walking up behind him and trying to steal it.
Not really, no.
Could you? What are you planning on doing in the meantime?
In the meantime, I was going to see if there's any other ways into the principal that you could access, that we could access.
Well, we could have a word with. We could have a word with Elsie and see if she can help us out with the old steepies.
Hmm.
Mm,
Could also try to find out who lives in those houses.
Which houses? Oh, those ones. Yes, I don't know how I would, but I can put some feelers out, I'm sure. Hmm?
Okay.
You're still
So
so
it is-
untrusting of me. I mean, so far I've been
Very
very
little.
cooperative.
You're very interesting of us.
Trust
I
you very
trust
much.
you. I trust you. I think you're a
And
nice.
tell us the truth.
Mask's a bit weird, but I mean, you're a nice enough chap.
The mask.
Oh,
yes.
there was also some other bad news. The Tabaxi was unwilling to return the 7,000 gold.
Oh, that is bad
Sorry.
news. But do take them out, there's a chance we'll find that money again.
Yes, I think that's very
One
fair.
would hope. You say you're untrusting of me, but I mean, you must understand why I don't want to just tell you who I am under the mask.
No,
I understand, but
I
if
do
we're going to
not
be working
understand.
together, then there needs to be some kind of
I've known you for 4 days.
some kind of give.
You know? I wouldn't even tell my parents if they were alive. Then again, like,
Aha,
safe, but...
dead
Yeah.
parents.
Oh no, you'll know that my parents dead. Ah, identity has been revealed.
They didn't get killed when they were coming out of a theatre or anything, did they?
My problem is how do I don't know. I don't know how I can trust you to not give away a secret for money.
I know it's all right, dear boy. I mean, it's all right, old chap. I trust you.
I have very little interest in money. That is not what I'm here for.
So I'm more interested in how we're going to get this Kix guy away from his friends.
Yes.
He does seem to like to go around with some thugs.
Yes, he does seem like a popular chap, doesn't he?
He's popular possibly with money.
Yes.
Money is the root of all evil. And the odd nice cup of tea, of course.
I can think of a way that we can all trust each other and possibly come to an agreement that would make me happy enough to let you know who I am. All we'd have to do is all of us together come under some sort of truth spell. Some sort of like a circle of some sort.
Mhm.
I personally can't cast it,
Alright.
but if we can find someone who can, though I don't really want anybody else there. Maybe a potion? Is that such a thing that exists?
Scroll.
Yes, a scroll.
Yeah, we could ask our friend, the nocturnally challenged.
A scroll would work.
Valerie.
Yeah.
She could have potions.
If you
Or,
can find something like that, I'd be much happier. Because then at least we can answer each other truthfully, and you can find out what you want about me. It's less about not trusting you, more, well, it is about not trusting you. It's more about wanting to know your real intentions. And I understand that you want to know my true intention. Especially you, Etch. I know you think I'm trying to get something further out of this.
Yeah. All right. We'll find a
Very
scroll.
well. We will.
We'll get the key.
So where should we meet you again then, eh?
How long do you think it'll take you to get those things? I mean, I can deal with the scroll if you want.
Yes, okay.
That would make it easier. We're a little light on money.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. I shall get a scroll then to this evening here. What do you think?
Very well.
Sounds good.
Late night.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, and
is there any more reliable way of us getting?
you will need to bring your fourth to be a part of the spell.
Yes.
Of course. We'll pull her out somehow.
Yes. Is there any way of us more reliably contacting you,
That'll be fine.
rather than simply waiting at Sleepy Pete's?
No, Sleepy Pete is probably best until I can trust you. Right?
Very well.
All right.
So in the meantime, are we going to get this key then?
I'm going to,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bye. just leaves.
Bye.
Yes, how are we going to get this key? So, I mean, really, we could hang around outside the crap shop there until he comes out, I suppose. Follow him, see if we can get him on his own.
Or at least with fewer guards.
That's a
Yes.
thought, isn't it? I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can persuade him.
Persuade,
Yes.
intimidate.
Blind.
The difference.
Potentially, I could blind him, and then he would
I'm
have
sure
a
that would
less,
help with intimidation.
less ability to protect the key. Perhaps
So
maybe
I suppose
Elsie can provide some option.
All right.
So where do we sort of post a Just sort of hang around outside the door, or
Just in spots around that we can see the door. We don't want to be directly in front because we were told that if he sees us, there's going to be some trouble.
Out of character, is this something that we're going to do this session or next session?
What do you mean?
We've got an hour.
Oh, we've got an hour.
time. Well, it
Yes.
depends. If you get into a huge fight, it might take.
Yeah, but fights can go halfway.
Huge.
Well, yeah. Right. So, well, okay. Well, let's go and
Just because
Get
I'm
out the
flagging,
door.
I'm flagging a little bit.
hang around out there, somewhere near where we can see the door, then, and the back door, just in case he comes out that way. Because if he comes out that way, it makes it much easier, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'll watch
So
the back door.
you're
You
heading
guys
over to
walk
the
over.
crab shack.
We are.
There's I mean, as with usual, there's a little bit of activity in and out, usually people who seem to, be willing to put a lot of money. You don't see. How long are you willing to wait?
Well, a couple of hours at least.
A couple of hours.
Yeah.
You don't see your Tibeti friend come in or out.
Right.
Mm.
Well, it is of course possible that he is using the principal region accent.
Yeah, we can't do much about that, can we?
No.
I mean, for the moment, we'll just keep waiting, I suppose. Another couple of
Perhaps
hours.
perhaps we send a message to him to say that we are now willing to purchase the slave. I suppose he will bring his bodyguards. So.
Mm. He only got mad at me and Flint. Unit, you could we could come up with an excuse why you went there, and why you're willing to do it on your own. Maybe you didn't want to
Perhaps.
have us involved.
Perhaps. Hmm.
But what you need, I mean, I could just go in there and try and pick his pocket, I suppose.
He knows who you are.
This is true.
If I could just sneak up behind him, he'll never notice. Maybe. Possibly.
There's a doorkeeper.
True.
Us. I see, I'm sure he'll be fine.
Well, my friend, you are welcome to try it if you'd like to, but I cannot see it working.
Mm,
Hmm.
mm. I am really glad
I
he's
will
cool.
never find an end to the amusement of you guys struggling to find a plan that doesn't involve just like walking in and stabbing someone.
It's hard, okay?
It's like, oh, we need to be say. It's like, oh, let's just see if he comes out and we can bash him in the head. No, he's not here.
Just
Fuck.
done like 2 hours of stealth.
But the thing is, I mean, if we come out and we can't go in, it sort of limits it a little.
Hmm.
If only we had been less extraordinarily reckless right at the start.
That wasn't terribly. For us, that was good.
So far, it's worked fine. We found where the slaves are. We found where the.
It's not working very well now, though, Mark.
Well, we don't actually. I mean, I could try and pick the lock. Don't need
And
the
then
keys.
sneak up behind him
Yeah, I mean, pick the lock.
and take the key.
Well, if I pick the lock, why do we need the key?
We still don't even know if you could just open it from the other side after going through as a cloud.
Yeah, but if I go through the cloud, I'll have to wait. When I don't know. I guess I
Stop
could.
concentrating.
I guess I could stop concentrating.
Stroll down to the metal door. I mean, I'm absolutely sure nobody is watching me. I'm going to try and pick the lock.
So you go down metal door. Do you have lockpicks?
Nope. I'm going to use chopsticks.
Oh,
No. I'm going to use a piece of bent metal that I found on the ground.
You can't pick the
How
lock unless you've got
convenient.
lockpicks.
Okay, how about...
If only there was a shop around here where you could go and buy one.
I could use my tinder box.
If only there was a shop around here that might sell.
Yeah, we are in the right kind of right end of town. Is there a dodgy looking shop where you can buy that kind of thing?
I mean, you've seen plenty of people sort of vaguely buying things from
Funny you should ask.
Like you people with the old classic trench coat that they bring out, like, oh, you know, want to buy one of these human
What, the
organs.
flashes?
Yeah.
I'm going to head back to Sleepy Pete's because if there's one reprobate we actually know this, it's.
Then you head back to Sleepy Pete's, like, right back again.
Oh, yes, I got a question for you. A bit of an odd one.
Yeah.
You know where one could buy, sell lockpicks?
You probably want to go underground, don't you? Black market.
Well, I imagine so. I don't know. Is there a lockpicks shop around here? Lockpicks are us or something?
Depends on how much I trust you, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, you know that, there, old chap.
Were those words?
That was because it's nice to say dear boy, and that's a Every time I do that, it's because I'm starting to say dear.
Dear boy.
I've noticed that.
It's only
It's
about
like-
4 times.
Oh, you said it more than that, Mark.
I've actually only said it about twice, but I've nearly said it loads of times.
Well,
That's
That's fine.
there's a place that you could go, but I'm not sure it's for someone of your personality.
Oh, yes.
When people reference, the underground market, they're not too far off its actual position. There is... struggling with how much I should tell you. The
But,
Thieves Guild.
If you don't want to tell me, is there
Do
any
it.
way
He just
you
told
could
me to.
could perhaps get them for me and RP?
Isn't somewhere that I'm going. It's the Thieves Guild. Or as they would very adamantly like to be called, the Guild of the Golden Panther. And I understand where the whole Fang's got a panther head. As far as I'm aware, they ain't associated, but I mean, maybe they are.
That sounds unlikely.
They are. They're in the underground base, I guess. They call the Golden City. Now, I don't know exactly where any of the entrances are, but I may be able to talk to someone who wanders in that could get you a bit of a in.
What about that guy?
Which guy?
The one that's always here.
He's not there at the moment.
What? He's gone.
If you want to go down there, it's not exactly the safest space, but if I can get a good word in for you, maybe it'll help.
Oh, that'd be very kind. Yes, that would be very nice. I just could just do it instead of lockpicks. You never know when they might come in handy.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Like right now.
Well, now,
If you do go down there, for what you need, it'd be best to avoid the actual guild.
Oh, yes. Do you have any
What's
idea?
that?
Well, they got the black market and then there's the guild. They're not massively into outsiders. Unless they're initiating you, and I'm not convinced you want the initiation.
I'm not really that interested in becoming a thief.
Sure, I could take it.
It's quite a lot of your time.
Oh, yeah, well, it's the one thing we don't have a lot of right now. And money. And patience.
I'm sure they could lend
Many
you money.
things.
We don't have a lot of much right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But set a lockpicks is likely to cost.
No idea.
Just
No, I'll talk to someone. Give it a couple hours. Come back.
Well, actually, I'll see you in a couple of hours. And
Yeah.
go back and keep watching the door. You never know, he might come out.
So you go back and watch the door. There is no movement there. And actually, by the time you'd get back to Sleepy Pete's, it's probably starting to, sun go down kind of time.
Oh, well, sundown. We need to get
We need to get
Elsie.
But he did actually say late at night.
Yeah, that's true.
Good choice. Are you going to go get Elsie? Just like a 2.5 round trip.
5 hours to get Elsie and bring her back here.
Yeah, I mean, it depends.
Hey.
Should we send a messenger?
It's a trip. No. We can't.
Mm.
Unless we're retroactively leaving a mouth walkie-talkie.
It's a little bit.
Also, no, because she would be constantly shouting at us.
I have a plan. I have a plan. What's the go on? You've got a couple hours.
We haven't got time to get back. Even 2 hours.
But
isn't
we can,
enough
I
to get
guess.
back to the house.
Hmm.
Are you sure you don't want to check the other side of the door to see if it could be opened?
May as well try. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So you go back, turn into your gaseous form once again, slip through.
Wow.
On the other side is it's the same keyhole. It's the one that you came through.
While you're in there, you might
Surprise!
as well check if where our friend Kix is.
Yeah, but he knows what I look like
He
as
knows
a
the
cloud.
cloud.
He's going to be very confused. He's going to be very suspicious of the cloud.
There's like a big brain play right here that you're not doing, which I'm not going to tell you, but I'm like hinting, obviously.
Can I, as the cloud, like... Oh no, because I can't interact with anything as the cloud. I was going to like see if I could like get into the lock mechanism and like move it, but
What can you turn to? Can you turn to anything which is kind of like a key-shaped beak?
alas, no.
Like that chicken from
Oh,
last
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chicken with the meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
Play.
although, here's an idea. I'm going to go
Big brain.
big, medium-sized brain. So I'm gonna go down the corridor and then down the stairs
Yeah.
into like the tunnel,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to go out of gaseous form.
Okay, so you're in the tunnel.
Yes, because being a formicid, one of my features and traits is that I have tunneler. You can borrow at a speed of 15 feet. So I can borrow a tunnel out of the...
Yeah, I see. I mean, you can make your own tunnel out. That's a good idea. That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
Okay.
Don't come up underneath the moat is my advice.
But then there will be a tunnel.
Yeah, but
A
wait,
tunnel.
I just have to like fit it in again or something, I don't know.
You can
So-
probably fit a- you can-
Okay, so let's work this out because obviously I'm going to work with this idea because you're in a fucking dirt tunnel. I did say this.
I was just gonna say
So
parts.
Or we could, I don't know if we can retroactively have me just be discussing this and this hasn't happened.
no retroaction.
Oh,
So
or I can actually,
Mulder?
because I'm wearing the amulet,
That's true.
so I could
That
just
is true.
whisper and be
Can't
like, I can make a tunnel out of the cavern. Do you think that's a good idea?
If you can make it look exactly like the tunnel, so they won't know it's any different.
No, it'd be a
That
hole
would
in
be
the wall.
very difficult. It would be a hole in the
It'd be a hole in the
tunnel
wall.
wall.
Yeah.
It would have to be a very
Well, the
quick.
thing is-
It would have to be a very quick operation to
The
get.
thing is,
um,
if he does this, we're gonna have to go in straight away. No hanging about. Just get in there. We
Yes.
won't need the key anymore because we'll have our own way in.
So we don't need the key. We could just save this for when we're all ready to go.
I'm
That's a good
gonna
idea.
say something that might kind of disappoint you because I'm thinking logically. When like a badger burrows, it doesn't necessarily, or like a mole or something, it doesn't necessarily leave a tube behind it. Like if
Is
you're
it not?
burrowing just straight through, the dirt's got to go somewhere, and more likely than not, the dirt in front of you goes behind you and fills in the hole that you're making. Like you're not making like an anthill. Because the dirt has to go somewhere. You get what I'm saying?
But I can see what you're saying, but that would
But
mean
kind of just go into the tunnel.
that would mean the
That's
tunneling. That would mean the tunneling skill is basically not actually a tunneling skill; it's a walking through Earth skill.
It's going through Earth, so he could come out of it easy. But I'm just not this. I'm just trying to.
Mold Earth.
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
not
I do
convinced.
have mold earth, but I don't think I can. I don't think I can do mold earth that
I'm not
much.
convinced that it would necessarily leave. Oh, there you go. Let's have a look at. I know this. I'm now reading things.
Yeah.
Tell us, Alex.
I'm actually
Read
on
all of us.
a Giant in the Playground forum.
Giant the Playground is a good comment.
It doesn't leave a tunnel though, as somebody said. The area wouldn't be as compact and thus easy to dig or something.
Yeah. What I'm seeing is most people are agreeing with me that it doesn't leave a tunnel because, well, like I said, the dirt has to go somewhere. You could burrow down again. I think, okay, let's go to an in-between. You would know that if you came out, you would be able to work out the direction that, because it would be looser earth for a couple days. You would be able to work out what direction you could go directly back in. So, I mean, like, you guys could dig, you could burrow down, but, like, you'd know vaguely where it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a unit would know where it is that you came out of. But there would not be, like, a hole that's just easy for you guys to slide down.
I mean, Reddit says, essentially, people basically just saying, it really depends on the encounter. and like the intent of the person burrowing. Yeah,
I'm gonna say it's like it's sort of in between. Like I said, you would know where the tunnel that you made is because it's softer. So you as a unit would be able to very easily traverse back down, but it does not leave a hole that all of you could climb down. I mean, you could dig it if you got some spades, but I mean that would take a while. Never dig straight down.
Or
no,
I could set fire to the place.
But I will, because of this conversation, allow you to go back to you didn't come out of the gaseous form if you want.
Yes, please.
Because that obviously the intent behind has changed.
Yeah, because presumably if I was able to leave the tunnel, I would have known whether I was able to leave the tunnel or not.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you could still leave through the tunneling, but it doesn't.
So as gaseous form.
Once again, you two are up at the top, just waiting.
Yeah, so we've got to. How long
it's
has
been a fun episode for you guys.
So far, you've probably been at about 20 minutes.
Okay, so we have a choice, don't we? I can either get the lock picks, and I can try and pick the lock, or then it's an average chance I might be able to pick it. Or we can continue our original plan of trying to get the key off.
Ooh,
our friend.
Question.
Can't get used to him.
And
Or
question.
get close to him.
Primal savagery. You channel primal magic to cause your teeth or fingernails to sharpen, ready to deliver a corrosive attack. Acid damage. Can I melt the lock?
Let me read it.
It says a corrosive attack. That's why they go. Probably the least appropriate use of primal savagery I'd ever have seen.
I'm not convinced because, like...
I know, and neither am I, but I'm trying anything, okay?
Like, not really. If you just got, like, a vial of acid, like, fine, but, like, that's spread as more like your fingernails become slightly acidic and do acidic damage. It's not like you're just putting your hand up against something and acid pours out, you know?
Oh.
With fire, can I melt the lock with fire?
No. Your fire doesn't get anywhere near hot enough to melt iron and steel.
Is it a wooden? But it's a steel door set into a wooden frame, isn't it?
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
So I could burn the wooden frame.
White bin.
Yeah. It's gone really well in the past, so I don't see why you shouldn't do it again.
Hey,
Fire has never caused us any problem.
Except once. It worked out really well.
God damn it. Purdy going off and getting drunk.
Yeah. I could try and sort of burn the wood around the hinges.
You try and what?
I said I could try and burn the wood around the hinges.
Are you going to try that?
And that would be a good idea because they would never notice.
We're trying to get in.
Yeah, but we're trying to get in without them having any suspicion. The entire point of this operation is to try and get the key without Kix knowing, and if we burn the hinges off the door, they're probably going to realise that something happened.
I mean, once we go in, they're going to find out, aren't they?
Maybe.
So it's not like we're going to sneak down there, say hi, and then sneak out again.
True.
Well, you kind of already did that.
The only safe way to do it is to get the key. Could
Pick the
possibly
lock.
make a copy of the key.
I mean, we can make it so but if we do get in stealthily, we're still not going to be stealthy for long, are we? Because we're going to get down the corridor.
Unit, can you mold Earth?
You can't currently talk to him because he's gaseous.
Okay.
Unless you made the decision to turn.
I think I'm gonna just come out of the tunnel, to be honest.
Okay, so you come back outside front. That makes more sense, but you come out and go. "Ah."
Could you mold Earth in the shape of a key?
Yes.
Shove some dirt in there, mold it.
Maybe. Can I do that?
Oh.
I don't think I'm able to do it that
you
like,
mold Earth?
specifically. I don't think it's that good.
Can you hold Earth in the shape of a pick lock? Lock pick, I mean.
A pick lock.
A pick lock, yeah.
Yeah, I can
You can
cause shapes and colours to appear in dirt and stone. I can excavate
Key is a shape.
5 foot of stone.
No, basically you can like flatten
on
Earth.
the dirt or stone.
Yeah, you can flatten out the Earth or like cut out a 5-foot chunk. There's not like a. It's not create Earth or nah. I love how stuff.
The thing is, were Elsie here,
We'd have more options.
yes, because she's able to charm people, as we know from
That is
the previous episode.
So
So
we need Elsie.
perhaps
We need Elsie here for the next bit. Is what we're saying.
basically, we can't really do anything until Elsie's here. Apart from Alex's big brain play, which I'm not currently understanding.
My big brain play is already too late now because of what you've done. Is if you had, as a gaseous form, just this was only a big brain play to get Elsie. As a gaseous form, go down the corridor that cuts out an hour into 10 minutes just to go get Elsie. And just float across, go find Elsie, and then bring her back. Then it would only take 3 hours. There
An hour and a half, yeah.
Hey, it was just a big brain plays together.
It's true.
So, what are you doing? I know you don't know what you're doing, but
I think we're just gonna have.
Ask.
I think we're just gonna have to tell, forgotten his name, Fang, that we're not able to get Elsie to us tonight because it will take too long. Can we do it a different day, please? Essentially. and I feel, and like on a metagaming level, I feel like it's something where it would be better if Purdy were the one to be
that's
there.
fair. So your other option then is you go into the underground.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's lockpicks because you never know, they might come in handy.
For a
And also-
chance to lockpick.
Hey, you never know what you
It
might
would also
find.
be fun to discover a new part of the city if you don't want to do it. If you don't want to actually do any planning right now.
Can we not just like go to the like blacksmith and see if he can give us some
Some
bits of
lockpicks.
metal? Well, he must have some little bits of.
There are very specific tools for lockpicking. You can't just take 2 pieces of metal and be like, done.
Why not? We could go to one of the clothes shop and buy some hair clips.
Not how it works.
Could be.
Says you, not with that attitude.
Yeah, says
You need a tensioner and then.
Says you, the DM.
All these
Says me,
people
the inventor of the universe.
do it.
There we go.
I'm here to tell them, yes, I can.
Ah,
I'm here to
It's
tell
okay.
you, no, we can't.
it's okay. Can
Is
we go?
it?
The podcast, he has a little black leather pouch that inside he has lockpicks.
Yeah, there you go.
Mark is a criminal.
They look like Allen wrenches.
No, lockpicks.
They do
The
also look
That's a
like
tensioner.
tension, yeah, there is. Yeah.
The pick.
All right, well, let's
Great.
go and get
That's
exactly that from the underground.
So, a couple hours later, you go back to Sleepy Pete.
I don't know. I had them because I had a.
I bought them for you.
I had a lock that which was bust.
You had them because you had a son.
And then I've got a couple of padlocks. And they worked. Donkey's years ago.
So, you go back to Sleepy Pete's.
So now is my chance to shine.
You go back to Sleepy Pete's, and you as you walk in, he's like, right, You still down for the whole underground?
Yeah, we don't really have much more of a choice right now, so might as well.
It'll be
Okay.
absolutely fine.
There's a few entrances around town, but the one that you'll be most interested in, I can pretty much take you to. A couple minutes walk in the edge, unsurprisingly.
Right, let's do that then.
Okay. Let's go.
Sounds good.
So he wanders out. He's not too slow. He goes to the front door. You all walk out. He locks up. There's one dude inside. He's like, he'll be fine.
It's that same guy.
Yeah. He's like, it's fine. You wander down a few alleyways and that kind of stuff. It's a slightly different direction from the crap shack. And eventually he just takes you to an alleyway where there's just some crates, some barrels, and some sacks. He's like, all right, we are.
Here we are.
Yeah, open up that crate down at the back.
Alright, here we go.
All right.
Open up the crate, and it's like a ladder straight down into the ground.
Alrighty
Man,
then.
no one's ever tried to move this crate, eh?
I'm assuming someone owns it. Be careful down there. Try not to get mixed up in the guild.
No promises. Thanks, Pete.
Thank you. That's very kind. We'll see you a bit later on then.
Yeah. Right. He
Be
walks
careful.
off. You crawl down into it's actually quite nicely formed. It's kind of like a well, like wooden edgings, and you're just climbing down ladder. Eventually you're in, it's about the size of like the sewers that you imagine people walking through, but it's not a sewer. There's no water running through it. It's just a nice tunnel. And it's got lots of like lefts and rights, but there's specific like an arrow with like this symbol of a panther.
Is it golden?
It's golden. Of course it's golden. It's like a golden outline.
No, it's silver.
All right. Is there another symbol that points towards the symbol of a black market?
No, that's the only one that you see. As far as you can tell, if you look through some of the other ones, all of the other ways you could go seem to be other ways up around the city that point in the other direction towards like the same arrows. Like it's this way kind of thing.
All right.
You're walking for a good few, honestly, about 30 minutes to an hour of just walking, following, and you notice you are going further down and down and down. And eventually, it opens up into just this absolutely gigantic underground cavern. And you can see why it's called the Golden City, because honestly, it looks like a city in its own size. It's maybe about the size of one of the larger sections of Quartzier. Like it's
Sweet home.
like, and you can see many different entrances actually around other sides. And directly in front of you is some like wooden framing that leads in all sorts of different directions and also down to the main area. So, to go through my description. The size of a small city, the Golden City has its own infrastructure with some houses, a black market, and most prominently, a temple. Everything is mostly made out of scrap materials and shows function over aesthetics, including the temple, which is mostly made of an old Grecian-style temple, which has been patched up with wooden panels and stone that does not match the original marble.
Grecian.
So, you can imagine there's lots of like houses all around the outside, leading all the way down. At the bottom, you can see a lot of people bustling around this vague market, and then quite a large portion of it is not like walled off, but like you can see there's a definite separation where it becomes like supposedly Guild of the Golden Panther area, because they're all wearing the same clothing. It's just like this loose black material with some golden stitching, and then on the chest is this embossed, black embossed, subtle like panther profile, rather than.
All right.
Excellent.
Well, I guess we stay away from the Panthers and explore the market.
Yeah, so you go all the way down. There's people, they don't really pay attention to you. It's a bit bustling. Some bits of this like scaffolding seem a little bit more unsafe than others. Eventually you get down to the bottom, and just for the sake of like giving you everything that you've got, you speak to some person who tells you, what all the people that you can speak to are. He says, right, if you're looking for weapons, you want to go for Mr. Crimson. If you're looking for armor, you're going to go for the Cuttle Twins. Potions will be Telman.
Hang on.
Poisons will be Three-Eyed Mac, and any sort of counterfeit products or smaller things, you want to talk to Steadley.
Deadly.
We've had that name before.
I don't believe so.
Sounds
Well,
familiar.
where's this? Where could you find this Mr. Steadley chap then?
Who? Steadley?
Yeah.
Yeah, just over there. You see that one in like in that corner.
What did Three-Eyed Mac do?
Three-Eyed Mac's the poisons.
Hmm.
And then I missed one, but that's okay.
I've got 3 of them.
I've got 4.
So do you head towards where he pointed, Steadley?
Yeah, just deadly. So,
at my description, it starts with Steadley is Steadley. What do you imagine when you think of Steadley? I'm going to go through this. Greg, when I say Steadley, the counterfeit product man, person, what do you see?
See a very bald human with a very round head,
Mm-hmm.
like with a toothpick sticking out of his mouth, and something wrong with one of his eyes.
Sure, that's what you see. That's what Etch sees. Flint. What does Flint, when he hears the name Steadley, what does he imagine?
Steadley. I was thinking a rather elderly chap with greying hair around the sides, bald head, little round glasses, looking very furtive.
That's what Flint sees. And when Unit hears Steadley, what does Unit see in his mind's eye?
I don't know. These humans, they look pretty much the same.
What does he see though? So you just see generic human wearing clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you all walk up, obviously you don't know that conversation that we just had. That's what each of you sees.
Oh, right.
That's cool.
It's a little on the nose, but all right.
As you walk up, I mean, you all hear the same voice, which is a little odd because, maybe an elderly person doesn't seem to have this voice, maybe, whatever. But as you walk up, it's like, all right, what are you looking for?
Need some lockpicks?
Lockpicks, I can do lockpicks. You sure nothing else you want? Get you some passes, cards. I could even make you some keys if you need them. Obviously, I need a print for it. But if you're just looking for lockpicks, I can give you a couple of those. Gold per set.
Interesting you should mention keys.
Eh?
Well,
We don't have the keys,
for
so...
lockpicks.
I take you need the original to make.
Oh yeah, I'd need, or at least an imprint of it. I could work off that.
Okay, that's very interesting to hear. I might be using that later on. How much would an ordinary set of lockpicks?
1 gold.
1 gold, all out of set of lockpicks in pages.
Yeah. Or if you want the extra extended, better version, that'll be 20 gold.
What's the difference between the old?
Well, the tools are made better and they're easier to use and all that stuff, right?
Let's go with the 1 gold.
Is there any difference in how they?
+1.
Just go with the ordinary. I just said the ordinary one.
Alright, no worries.
I'll have 2 sets in case I break them. Not that I'm
All
going
right.
to break them, of course, but we never know what's going to happen.
Couple sets for this man. There you go. A couple gold. Lovely. Are you sure there's nothing else you guys want? Plenty of stuff.
Do you have something that would get us an in into the principal?
Oh, that's I could. You'd have to have some counterfeit royal or lord papers, which then could be confirmed against something like that. Probably from a far off land that they've never heard of, but it would need to be officially signed and quite a bit of magic put into that to make it recognizable. It's gonna be quite expensive if you need it though.
Just checking. Thank you.
Work with it though. Any reason you want to be in the principal? I just stuck up dicks in there.
Exactly why.
That's
Sure, stuck up dick.
Steal from.
Oh, I see.
Well,
All right,
no,
all right, all
lots
right.
of people steal from, huh?
Fair enough.
I
Well,
think that's all we're gonna need from you.
What?
You don't have anything that sort of disguises you to look like something else or someone else, do you?
could do a bit. I think I've got a cloak that can give you a bit of a disguising. Once a day, not mind, and it's only going to be one of yours, but
I hesitate to ask, but how much is that?
I'll be 550 gold at.
Very nice. Very nice.
Like I
Thank you.
said, I think we're good.
It's nice.
All right.
I was wondering about some kind of something so one of us could look like somebody else and try and steal that key. You know what I mean?
The only other thing we could really use from you is information.
What information are you looking for? I mean,
about this wonderful city.
wonderful, wonderful city. The golden city. Isn't it? Well, what do you want to know? We've got panthers. Yeah, basically thieves, but they like to hammer up a little bit. Then you've got our little market here. I mean, I can tell you the main ones. I mean, Three-Eyed Mac, he's my friend. Talman, Cuttle Twins, Mr. Crimson. Mr. Crimson's good for those weapons. He always has some sort of strange weapon you can get. Most people who live around here just couldn't live anywhere else. It's nice and underground. Got our own laws around here. I'm not even convinced that the royals know this place exists. Maybe they do, maybe they don't care. They're more concerned about the edge, or more concerned about not being concerned about the edge. If we want something done, I'm sure you could talk to the Panthers. They'd do it for a price.
What's the deal with the Panthers?
Thieves Guild, innit? A load of them like to steal things, take things, make their own kingdom. They're run by, what's his name?
Fang.
Freaking Fang? Who the fuck's Fang?
Never mind.
Nah, Raymond Kincaid.
Oh. Well, sounds like an asshole, but...
Raymond Kincaid. Yeah, he's the one that's like all in the golden throne up in the temple.
Alright. Do they have a code or something?
Code?
Just rules that they all follow that make them part
Probably.
of the guild?
Mostly stay away from them, to be honest. Not my deal, you know, thieving, killing, murder, whatever. I like to sell stuff, make stuff, good with my hands. Mostly when it comes to signatures.
You're a friendly guy.
Wow, I mean, I've got to be personable, ain't I, if I'm gonna sell stuff to people, huh?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's a lot of helpful information. Thank you.
No worries. Oh, but if seriously, if you're looking for poisons, don't go anywhere except for Three-Eyed Mac.
No, of course, we never would. Especially on your recommendation.
Yeah.
I mean, does he do I was wondering, you know, if you slip something in someone's drink, or they go by Mickey Finn or whatever it is.
What?
I was talking to my friend here.
Oh.
Perhaps you could knock him out, or a friend.
Still have the problem of getting to his drink.
Yes.
Well, not to interrupt, but again, if you want someone to do something for you, you pay them a bit of gold. I'm sure you could find one of the someone around here that's willing to take a bit of money for a bit of a service.
Yeah, the problem is the gold's a little short on it at the moment.
Offer him something else.
Could work.
You could, yes. Do you have any? I don't really want to talk to the guild chaps. It sounds a bit intense for me. Is there anybody you could recommend we have a word with?
What does he need to do? What do you need?
I'm thinking maybe perhaps if we
Lift a key.
Yes, pickpocket a key out of someone's.
You could go for little Stevie. I mean, he's only young, but he's good with his fingers, stealing stuff.
Where would we still a Stevie chap?
You see that right up there? There's the building which got like a green roof. Yeah, you'd have to convince his parents though.
Oh.
Well, that's not right. You could try, I suppose. Not sure I necessarily approve about having youngsters involved in crime, but indeed must. Getting confused.
I've forgotten how to spell Steve. It doesn't look right no matter how I write it.
You just have a
It's one of
go.
those.
Doesn't really matter, does it? Because as long as you can reference it.
Exactly, with Kincaid, for example, I said, actually, oh, who cares? Right, well, I'll go and have a word, I suppose, and see what he says. Worst that can happen is he can slaughter us all, eh?
My
I
concern
mean-
here is time. We don't really have much left
Yeah.
at this point.
Well, it's only going to take a few minutes, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't counterfeit time. That's one thing I don't have that skill.
That'll be neat.
So I still feel like I'm interrupting your conversations. Like, I can go if you want me.
I mean, you kind of are, but you have trust in face.
Oh, thank you.
So
Yeah, people say I've got a recognizable face. Always see someone they like.
Yeah, I noticed
Yeah.
that. Well, you don't. Your voice doesn't seem to go with your face. It's very strange. I mean, you look like a little old man, but
Oh.
you don't sound like one.
what? No, it doesn't.
He's
like
a little man around glasses.
Like his human 30s.
What? No, he's silly. He's going to be 60 if he's a day.
It's all lovely humans, they all look pretty much the same, to be honest.
Look, when you're in your 30s, you haven't got a big bald head like that one.
His head is bald. We can agree on that much.
And that grey hair and the size is
There's
30.
We're seeing something steadily.
Yeah.
What's your deal?
My deal, I sell counterfeit products. I thought you know that by now.
You're in magic right now, aren't you?
Magic?
Got some magic stuff going on, just kind of poking around.
Oh, you're talking about my looks? Yeah, well, people see
Yeah.
what they want to see with me. Well, I don't know, always had it in my life. Some say it's just because I'm so charming. Some say it's because I've got some sort of magical aura that means that it changes people's perceptions of what they see of me so that they can trust me. But, you know, one of the other.
Well, that's very
Incredibly detailed.
Yeah,
What's
possibly.
a very neat trick you got there. I am quite impressed.
Trust in face.
Yeah. Well, I trust your face. I'm not quite sure I trust the rest of you, but I trust your face.
Interesting way to say it, but... Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, a changeling?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, except I don't control it. Or perception.
Interesting.
Kind of interesting. Makes it real difficult to, you know, for someone to be like, oh, go to the guy that looks like this, and they go for a guy that looks like that, and I don't look like that, you know. But most people around here are steadily.
Oh, it's jolly interesting. Anyway, I'm afraid we're a bit of a tight time scale, so we'll have to get up.
We gotta go.
All right. I hope whatever you're trying to do goes well.
Greenhouse, you said.
Thank
yes?
you.
Green roof,
Thank you.
yeah.
Don't tell anybody about what you heard. It'll go poorly for everyone involved.
Don't make much difference to me. I'm selling lockpicks to you. I mean,
Fair enough.
Right, I'm going to head up to
Go
that
little Stevie.
little Stevie's house.
little Stevie. So you go all the way up, and eventually just a very, like, it's all, you know, decrepit. There's just a house with the green roof. You manage to get up to it. Little, slightly wonky door.
No.
Knock on the door. And a woman answers the door. She's like, hello?
Oh, no,
Sure.
we're looking for Stevie.
Oh, what's he done now? Stevie! Stevie! Come here. What have you done to these lads? Did they steal something of yours? Have you stolen something?
We're actually here to have him steal something for us.
Oh, employment. Oh, good, Stevie. Look at you getting out there and enterprising. Honestly. That's what he's stolen. Does it all the time. Tell you. You know, can't stop him. Might as well make it. So what you need?
Need a key lift from somebody on the edge.
All right. Oh, up on the surface. All right. Well, what are we getting in return for this, huh? It's not cheap, you know, walking in, stealing something from someone.
Well, we could offer you some coin, albeit not a lot.
Well, service would be
Good.
50 gold.
I can actually afford that just about. I've got a bit of money left over from my travels. It'll take most of my money, by the way, but I don't really mind. It's fine.
Could pull some together as well. Or if you need something retrieved or
Yeah.
done,
If you can do anything
we'll do it
development,
for you. Although
Mhm.
we're on a bit of a tight schedule right now, we could help you next week.
I don't know if much done, but I mean, I'll take something in
Can I-
place that's worth the gold. You know?
Hmm.
anything in particular you wanted?
Nothing I can think of. Mostly, if you give me something I don't want, I'll sell it off later.
I mean, I haven't got you got a great deal that I can give
Yeah.
away.
Bit gold then.
All right.
Nice flower petals, a cup of tea.
Ah, petals.
Well, they make a very refreshing tea to have flower petals.
Yeah, nah.
We could pull some of our money together. That'll work.
Okay.
Do we have a guarantee that you can get it done, though?
No. 25 now, 25 upon completion.
All right.
Sound
That'll
good? Plus, you have to, like, return my son.
Oh, of course.
Otherwise, you have to pay for damages.
We're not going to let him get hurt.
Better not.
Well, so 25 it is then. So should I pay that and then perhaps you pay for the other half, you too?
Well, I only got 21 on me, so I can pay for part of it.
I don't know how much money I have. I have a small amount. I have 19, 12.
Well, I'll pay the 25 for now. We'll worry about the rest of it.
All right, thank you very much.
All
Takes
right.
the gold, puts it in a little pouch. All right, Stevie, go with them. Still what they want, but I want him back before the end of the day.
Well, that
All right.
sounds okay to me. Hello there, Stevie. You all right?
He just looks up at you. He's wearing like scraggly clothes, like a light blue top that's got little rips in it and some trousers. Not wearing any shoes. Just looks up. He was messy black hair, dirty face. Just looks up. Doesn't really say much. He
Well,
won't talk to you much. I'll tell you that.
That's all right. I'm
What
sure
do you
he's
say
a very
then?
nice
Does he answer questions?
Mostly with nods and shakes.
All right, Stevie, do you know a man named Kix?
Shakes his head.
All right.
He looks like a cat.
Hold on.
Do you know a place called the Crap Shack?
Shakes his head. Yeah, you don't
That's
leave here much. So if it's somewhere up top, you'll have to.
That's probably good. That means that he won't be known.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's premium service.
Oh, do you know what a tabaxi is?
Shakes his head. No, he said, you know what that one is? Come on, it's the cat people. He looks up and goes, oh, shakes, nods his head.
That should be enough. I think we will be able to describe him to
Yeah.
you.
Come on.
All right.
Come on, Stevie.
She just walks into the door. He's just following behind you. So, oh, and if you're thinking of doing anything bad, he does know how to use a knife pretty damn well.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's nice to know.
All right.
You off to you, Steve.
He's just looking at him. He's got this manic smile on his face.
I'll keep him in front of me.
All right. They close the door.
Right. Back to the old crap shack it is then.
One problem. How are we going to get a kid in the crap shack?
I just said that, yeah. Well, we can follow somebody else in, I suppose.
Are they going to let a small child into the crap shack?
They don't seem the kind of people who'd worry too much about that, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
If you think so.
Ooh. They may try to abduct him.
That is certainly a possibility.
He just pulls out a rather large knife. Shing!
I don't think they're going to try to abduct him. All right. At least not easily. What was the thud? Ga-dunk. Put it in a
Just drops
friggin'
it.
sheath. No. Puts it in a large sheath on his back. Back to the crap
Still
shack
shaking.
then.
So, as you head back up to the crap shack, that is in fact where we're going to be ending our session, as you've taken little Stevie. Taken little Stevie, the probably about 7-year-old thief, maybe 12-year-old thief,
Yep.
to steal something that you apparently couldn't do
I'm
yourself.
looking forward to explaining this to Purdy next week.
Ah.
No way, we have a 7-year-old child.
To Purdy. No.
I think it's vitally important that we get to listen to the podcast.
No, I think it's great that Elsie just doesn't. I'll tell her what she needs to know, but if she comes back and is like, "You got a child,"
So she can be like, "How did you get here? How
but
did
yes,
this happen?"
yes, we'll discuss all that, of course, at a later date. But I will say that was
Three
a
men
very
and a Davy.
very fun session.
He just it's too late now, so we go back to the house with him, and then in the morning Elsie wakes up and there's just a child in the kitchen.